Alrighty. Just 1 second while everything goes through. Huh. Is Duolingo doing like an offer right now? I guess that's cool. Okay. No, actually I want to go over here. There we go. Turn that down. Alrighty. Okay. Let's continue where we left off. I can't help but notice these percentages over here. I'm wondering if this is the completion rate for each chapter. I'm thinking it might be. Knock knock. Aerith takes a step back from the door. The name of Verena Wyatt is on the door's mailbox hole. However, she is more famous under another name. Truth Seeker. Yo, I'm the shit talker? Aerith is the shit talker? Most journalists don't like fancy pen names. Their reports focus on local news. They know the southern part of Thalazak, a land of alcohol, prostitutes, and accidents like the backs of their hands. Nevertheless, compared with a series of shocking and bizarre cases in Ili City, Thalazak rarely has a shocking public crime. And the Truth Seeker, ahead of others, locates the only clue related to this city in that case. The door slides open. Oh, hello? Not to sound rude, but why did her voice sound like an Animal Crossing character for a second? That was the first thing I thought of when I heard that, like, voice accent. Like, that voice tone. It sounded very much like a sped up Animal Crossing dialogue. Good afternoon, Miss Wyatt. Wait, what was her voice again? I forgot. Verena makes a strange face and jerks her head to the side. It looks like it might fall off her neck. What? It looks like it's really for me. What can I do for you? I'd like to talk to you about the new article you published this morning. Has the Votruce forsaken its flock? She grins, a polite and distant smile, while Verena raises her eyebrows. Oh, you know I'm... Well, anyway, come on in. Cozy little desk, or dining room table. Aerith closes the door behind her as she steps inside, surprised at the bland nature of the room. One would expect a little more eccentricity in the layout of her living space, considering her very feminine demeanor. Coffee or wine? Just some water. Verena puts both hands on her hips and laughs with her chest puffed out. Leave me, my dear. I have something you'll like better. Verena winks and turns. She opens a pantry where there is flour and cookies, but nuzzled further in is a wine bottle. She grabs it and pours too much into the wine glass, nearly over the brim. For people who are unaware of social cues, this can have an enchantingly disarming effect. Aerith takes the drink and sets it down with care before she sits. Verena looks up briefly and splashes a smile. So, what are your intentions? You've got to put on the brakes when it comes to Turna Kashtazai. Verena leans back in her chair and stares at Aerith blankly. What do you mean? As Aerith looks at Verena, their eyes meet. Behind the blank expression, she finds hypocrisy. You know what I'm trying to say. The wandering priest case is a hassle for the church, and fueling the fire might bring some unwanted attention.
Huh?
So you're saying my article is inappropriate?
Z.
That's how you phrase things. Aerith pulls a piece of paper from her coat with some words scribbled on it.
My austere.
I quote, "The horrific desecration of the accused priest's victim cannot be condemned enough. His lack of action in making this right by being transparent and describing what really happened is unsettling, to say the least. Of course, we want to believe the priest's innocence, but why didn't he try harder to prove it?
Godhrkar.
This is needlessly harsh on him. Most people charged with murder don't give out statements left and right in Illy City, you know. He's a priest, an esteemed believer in West Irie. He is trusted with their confessions. It's a slap in the face for the people to be told they can't trust the church fully when things like this happen, but then the priest won't say anything about it."
Aerith doesn't take any notice of Verina's argument. She just skips to the next paragraph, not wasting any more time explaining. She tilts her head and examines the paper again. Verina doesn't respond.
Sigh.
So, you go on about Turna's backstory and make a good account of his participation in the war and how he converted to West Irie.
Xerit.
Do you know who converted Turna into a wandering priest?
Z.
Yeah, Guiel. Bishop Guiel. It says so on the paper.
Crixis.
He's still a bishop, you know.
Sigh.
Of course I know that.
My austere.
This is what's written. Oh my god, why can't I read at all today? Or for the past series of days, Jesus. This is what's written. Or his conversion was likely an empty gesture. It lacked the proper ceremonies, especially for the status of a wandering priest.
Crixis.
And Bishop Guiel never lists Turna with other priests in his praises, neither in text nor orally. It's no joke to become a wandering priest. It's something to be admired. Bakeshta's eye status came in the blink of an eye.
Sigh.
Again, going back to his refusal to speak out the truth and his insistence in non-compliance, it directly contradicts his status as a priest, subsequently putting Bishop Guiel in the limelight as a highly dubious character. Aerith takes a short pause.
Z.
In conclusion, most of the evidence leans toward a guilty verdict, and I hope that if he's innocent, Turna says something about it, or at least the church will. This is more than just scandalous.
Prodding where nobody wants to? That's what the news is for. Nothing this vicious ever happened after the Civil War. Maybe there's time for some rethinking, while it's still peaceful.
Sigh.
Besides, and says nothing definitive.
Feel.
You've got more to lose than win on this one.
Does it matter? As long as readers love it, it's good enough for me. Besides, it took me a while to find out so much. But the people at the office loved my piece. They took it in immediately.
This selfless, always in pursuit of truth journalist's eyes are gleaming. Her humble abode indicates an equally humble heritage, no family reputation to tarnish. Nevertheless, it's not her status that's the problem. It's the fact that she's off track by a large margin. Aerith puts down her glass. Her disguise of kindness and gentleness fades. When she raises her eyes, she looks like a cold corpse coming back from death. The smell of callousness blossoms on her like a frost marigold. Is it really worth it? Writing all this cheap gossip just for your rental apartment and crappy wine?
Godhrkar.
Are you selling your future and career, Miss Wyatt? Neither of us wants to see you lose your job at home because of this story.
Is that a threat?
I just feel sorry for you. I've been giving you a chance to come back, but it doesn't seem like you appreciate it. Verina stares at Aerith closely, frowning. The arrogant smile has disappeared.
Huh?
Who do you think you are? How dare you insult me like this?
Aerith takes the glass in silence and drinks. She is right. The bad wine, like poison, claws at her throat, the unpleasantness making her more eager to end the meaningless conversation. Please don't misinterpret. I just came to inform you in good faith to not follow this case any further. It's not good for anyone.
Huh?
Who sent you here?
My austere.
It doesn't matter. Relax. It's just me and you here, and I'm not your enemy, Miss Wyatt. As a friend, I'm just worried about the safety of your precarious life. You're bluffing. Redness climbs Serena's face, and Aerith is sure that it's not from the alcohol. The journalist is putting on a superficial air of calm. I've never lied to you, Miss Wyatt. But pretty soon, everyone's gonna know who the lying reporter is behind the pen name. There's no need to say anything else. Aerith gets up, ready to leave the room. As she turns to the door, an eager reply chases after her. Wait, maybe I was just overly excited when I wrote it. She lifts her head and laughs awkwardly. I apologize for my mistake.
Crixus.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Aerith walks to the door. As she looks back, Verena forces a smile and waves her hand. I won't visit again as long as there are no follow-up reports in the papers. You're a clever girl. I'm sure you'll do the right thing. As the door closes, Aerith sees the horror and hatred that has taken hold of Verena's face. Doesn't matter, she thinks. The purpose has been achieved, so no need to stay.
Oh, do I belong to the church? Does Aerith belong to the church? Yo, what are you doing here? What is Playboy doing here?
While walking down the stairs, a young man brushes past her. If Aerith's mind was not clouded with the next affair, she might have noticed the intriguing touch of boyish confidence in his gaze. The members of Verethesis Order are not all materialistic. Many of them also believe in science or West Irie. Today, the conflict between theology and science is no longer accompanied by bloodshed. The Sacred Hall of the Academy is as open as heaven, willing to accept all those who are devoted to the truth itself. No matter what they do or what their research subject may be, the Order is open for applications. Even West Irie Church extends its hand to them. The belief in a higher power and the pursuit of truth go hand in hand because they are actively encouraged in Holy Canon, a codex bestowed on the people from Botru. As the heart of West Irie Church, Thalazak often hosts singing and church activities. Even so, the priests are very devoted in academic research. Aerith lets out a sigh as her pace quickens. Working downtown means more accessible traffic, so she doesn't need to get across those back alleys, but the avenues can be long enough. It takes her nearly 30 minutes to reach the familiar block. Eventually, the marble columns that support the gate of the Verethesis Order show themselves before her. To her, the sight of them is as familiar as her childhood home. Every corner is tagged with a memory of idiosyncratic importance. Glimpses of her past, from a little girl to a grown woman, flash before her as she remembers walking to and from the marble arc. Everything is why can't I read? Everything is as it has always been, except for the people in it. She pulls herself from the memories. There's no time for her to grieve over the past. It's been nearly a week since the last time she was here. Verethesis Order is going to be a tough one. She has responsibilities on her shoulders. Tomorrow night, she's to report to the Chief Sayalt. Oh my god. She has responsibilities on her shoulders. Tomorrow night, she's to report to the Chief Sayalt at the Hall and give the current state of the Order affairs in a meeting. Dr. Caplet arranged it for her. She is held accountable for the absence of her boss. All the plans about rescuing Turna Keshtazai must be reported elaborately to Chief Sayalt. Before that, she needs to be a good liaison.
Sure.
Aerith!
Hmm? The voice comes from her right, where a young man stands. It's someone she knows well. Shuhite. Aerith couldn't resist smiling. Shuhite always looks like that.
The confidence he exudes during experiments and peer reviews meetings is utterly undone by the introduction of the female element.
Ashalai.
Good afternoon. What brings you here?
Kearsley train.
I just happened to be passing by. What a coincidence. I thought I would give you this. Fresh red blossoms sway in the sun, making her feel like she's in a garden of roses during summertime. Is my man asking me out? Holy shit. I don't even know you. I think this is the first time we're seeing you on screen, like legitimately. The flowers are blooming in fragrance and passion. He swings his arm around and reveals a dazzling collection of flora. Nestled inside is a little card with the words, "To Arif." The rose, well, I saw it today at the market. It's a rare species, and I bought a few others, too. She notices him shy away from eye contact.
Kirkasa.
I thought you might like them. Arif smiles. It's always a coincidence with him. It is not an easy-to-buy flower. But if she puts the flowers in a vase, they will certainly bring a lot of beauty to her office.
Arti Blotzi.
Thank you. What a beautiful and precious present. I can put them on the table, but I guess that's a bit of a waste.
Oh.
No, not at all. I just hope it can bring you make you happier. Arif looks down at the roses. She does not care about his slip of the tongue. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Sure.
Actually... She looks up at him. He must have something important to say, because he is now looking at Arif gently, even more than he did anything else.
Gooch.
I was thinking we could do something tomorrow. I didn't get you flowers because of that. Sorry. Arif is amused by his excessive explanation. It comes naturally without any sarcasm. She raises her eyebrows curiously, waiting for what he's going to say.
Kearsley train.
May I invite you to watch film tomorrow evening? I bought tickets. Sure, what could possibly go wrong during movie night? Let's go, accept the proposal.
Praxis.
At least Arif will be safe during this, I hope. Okay. Okay, like, yes? You'd like to? It's okay if you don't actually have time.
Claudia Citro.
That should be you, shouldn't it?
Both of them are silent for a moment, like a white space in a movie. She looks at him quietly, but soon she meets Shuhait's eyes and they both start laughing.
So, it's settled then?
Zia.
Yes, tomorrow. Meet me at Hockland Market in the evening.
Okay.
He's met with a beaming smile as she waves back and heads inside the order. She dashes into the hall with two opposite emotions tearing her apart inside. Arif closes her eyes wearily. Her mind warns against her nodding to the invitation. It's too risky letting some outsider break into her life like someone dancing on fissured ice. If even the slightest misstep is made, the outcome may be irreversible. But this doesn't affect her good mood. Hey. So we have Cereal and we have Easton. You know, I want to see what Easton's up to right now. Why can't I... Okay, there we go. The roustabouts of Ely Harbor are more difficult to deal with than anyone else. Those dull brutes are always the first to complain about everything you can name. They would sing songs to praise the bounty of the sea in the morning, and curse her in the evening when it's time to count the day's harvest. The sea erodes their lives as it does metal, leaving marks on them from birth to death, separating them from the others in this modern city. This contributes to the insider-only attitude that exists exclusively within the city dwellers. Fortunately, Easton is different from his pompous colleagues.
His parents were blessed by the sea, and thus he shares the ski and blood with most fishermen. This relationship makes them less wary of him. Easton works his ways, spending time chatting and entertaining the workers. At first, they laughed at him as a docker lackey, but now he is more often called...
Yeah.
Wow, if it isn't our lucky cop. What brings you here?
A docker shouts at him. The topic of Easton's extra finger has always brought him and dockers closer together.
Slish.
A new case, my friends. I need some help. Tell us your trouble.
Godhrkar?
Let me ask first. Have any dockers been reported missing recently?
Shaka.
That's a hell of a loaded question, mister. I mean, for the love of Votru, this is a dock. Everyone comes and goes.
Shangfo.
This is different. We found a body. I think you may know something about him.
Easton takes out a photo of the victim. The dockers look at each other, and one of them curls his lips.
Fee.
Don't know.
That's not what their eyes showed. Come on, guys. He's from the dock. You don't want to worry when you're walking around at night, do you?
Tonyak.
We'll take care of our own asses, sir. Now get out of my way, you fucking cop.
A raspy voice raises. A fisherman deliberately elbows past Easton, who remains still, knowing that some still refuse to take him in because they see him as just another corrupted cop.
If you come up with any clues, feel free to call on me.
The man spits a reply.
A line.
Forget it. That guy's always like that. No good words come out of his mouth. Even a half-plucked rooster has more right to be angry than him.
The people around burst out laughing, slapping the wisecracker so hard that he chokes, which leads to yet another fit of laughter. Easton's mood isn't lightened by the atmosphere. He was hoping to find something of value, but it turns out the dock workers were just a bunch of rascals.
Slish.
Listen, guys. Please tell me something about this case. If we can't catch the culprit, not only will the poor fellow and his family be denied justice, but a scapegoat will be pushed up and his family will be destroyed too. We have to do something.
The fisherman's laughter breaks off abruptly. They keep silent for a while, exchanging glances. Then a guy who had stood quietly in the back comes forward while others make a path for him. He goes up to Easton, staring at him carefully.
Wait, isn't this the boyfriend of that one singer chick that I ended up ditching for my first choice? What are you doing here, dude?
Claw?
And you are? Maverick Boma. I work on the spoon. Spoomin? Spawmin? Spoomom? I don't know. They shake hands.
Slishin.
You want something to investigate? I forgot what kind of voice I was going with for him. That warehouse at the end of the old docks is the fishiest thing. Weird noises come out of there, and it makes me and some of my guys sick. Like, seriously sick. Can't work with that in the background. Our bosun is right. Please help us out, sir, and we'll help you.
Align.
If you tell me all you know about this person, I promise to look into the sounds.
This time, the dockers finally accept Easton's photo. Easton continues with his questions while it is circulated among them.
Godhrkar?
Who is he?
Arkasai.
Ah, I know. It's the mayor of Ilise.
Mufista.
It's Nestos. Can't remember his last name. He worked on the Maulon dockyard, south. Very quiet lad. Maybe because he was timid.
Z. Ma.
So yeah, not a very noticeable guy. But I remember his name. I've got a knack for that. Nestos. Something.
Ah. Karksay.
He was fit, strong, and ate like a horse. Remember?
Honestly, I don't remember him much. These people come and go. Who has time to remember what they look like?
Claw?
So, there really is a heavy worker turnover. I mean, are there a lot of old faces gone?
Yeah, seems so. Quit his job, I guess. It's not easy recently. Nor safe. Damn, Hokurikan's fault. Since they burned down the old docks, half the old workers have gone. Wait,
You're not saying this has anything to do with your stupid case? It could be. I'd like you to take a look at these photos. He took photographs of previous victims from his notebook. The sailor squeezed in to look at them while blurting out comments. When they finally settled down, Easton is able to identify one of those victims as, just as expected, a Godhrkar. There's another one, too, but no one seemed to be as familiar with him as the last one. Sorry, Detective. This guy? We did meet him on the dock before, but just can't remember his name.
V.
Don't know him very well.
Ah, Blow.
Thank you. That's a great help for us. The fisherman looks at Easton, tilting his head to the side, an expectant expression on his face.
Oh.
Oh, and I'll look into it. We're stretched thin at the moment, but...
Godhrkar, lad?
See? I told you. Cops are never as good as their words.
Arska.
Shit. I knew he was wasting our time.
Cognac.
Scumbag cop. They round up Easton and curse. Easton tries to fight back, and Maverick spits on the ground before rescuing him. Okay, guys. I know you've been wanting to play this for a long time. Very funny. Now let's hear what he has to say. Easton glances a thanks to Maverick, without whom things would have been twice as difficult.
Godhrkar.
I also wanted to ask you if you are familiar with Father... What the heck? I also wanted to ask if you are familiar with Father Turna Custasai. Hearing this, the people around look, disgusted.
Forestier.
He doesn't have any friends here. We don't mess with murderers. So, you're looking for an accomplice, aren't you? Is that what this is all about? Just because we don't make enough money, we deserve to be treated like scum? I saw him last confession day. Was coming here to replace the old priest who'd been sick. To the chapel of, Ermin something chapel. Ermgamad Chapel.
Shigar.
Whatever the fuck that is, it's as disgusting as that murderer. He was a real piece of work when he ran the event. Who'd have thought he'd take off that robe and go kill someone? I didn't know you were the religious type, Diego.
Kafar.
My mom makes me go with her, okay? So yeah, the thought that I've heard that man preach makes me sick. The doctors swear and curse, believing in the priest's guilt, which was dramatized by the papers. A red-headed man exits a nearby boathouse and gives a loud whistle to break the silence. Dinner is ready! His chest protrudes and his arms swipe through the air confidently. His position, whatever that may be, reaches out to every nook and cranny of the harbor. The immediate feeling about him is one of an vaguely indefinable yet gut-wrenching omen of ill will. The dockers answer the man's whistle by setting down their tools. These sailors and fishermen were blessed by the sea with frostbite and labor-twisted bones. Enchanted by the same call as the others, the four fishermen lose interest in Easton and walk away. Not easy, is it? Both men release a bitter smile. It's been foggy this morning, and the lack of results has made everyone cranky. Not to mention that the northern barbarians are always hanging around. Some of the dockers feel it's the police's fault for not chasing out the Godhrkars. Easton nods in understanding. For the dock workers, the barbarians from Godhrkar brought only two things: a call to strike and a more ferocious gang. While the former seeks the well-being of the workers, the latter makes their lives even worse. I should thank you for your help. Anyway, what are they doing? He points at the guy who announced dinner. There are a couple of perks down here on the docks. We get breakfast and dinner included on our pay. It's fairly cheap stuff, but has a rather unique flavor.
Oh.
That's something new. It started 3 months ago. By the way, I have an idea. He takes out a dinner ticket and hands it to Easton. It says, "Special offer for the southern pier of Illy City" on it. How about experiencing a sailor's dinner? As long as you don't forget to check the old dock. What about you? You know what? I'm accepting everything this playthrough. Come on, let's go. Accept the invitation.
A line.
Then I will do as you ask. This man seems nice enough. I'm going to be very surprised if he turns out to be like an evil killer too. So I'm gonna put my trust in him. He takes the dinner ticket and thanks Maverick once more. Then he joins the other dock workers at the dining car. Easton pushes past the limping group of fishermen, then maneuvers through a crowd of sailors who are beginning to catch the scent of cooked fish and potato. Some of them stuffed their uniforms into their pants and pulled back their shoulders. He makes his way through them, keeping his head down to maintain a low profile. There is no need for the dockers to realize a cop is in line with them. Dinner to the dock workers. Soon, Easton finds the red-headed man again. He is stirring broth with a wooden spoon, which seemed to be the popular dish. Easton takes a bowl and joins the long queue. As he stands in line, he glances out of the corner of his eye at the rest of the sailors' bowls of food. Mostly potatoes, cheese, bacon, and lots of beer. There's plenty of everything, all fresh and steaming. Whoever offered this must be a great philanthropist. When the line finally gets to his turn, Easton hands the bowl to the red-headed man, but becomes distracted. The man pulls out his sleeve as he serves the soup, and a greenish-black tattoo is momentarily visible on his arm. Easton doesn't have enough time to ponder it. The soup bowl is stuffed back into his hands as the men behind him shout.
Cognac.
Damn it, just eat your fucking soup. Get out of the way! Dang it, I'm in the soup store. Leave me be, I'm buying clothes. The crowd is eagerly pushing him forward. He will lose his chance if he lets them shove their way ahead. He must come up with something. What? His bowl falls on the floor and hot soup spills everywhere. The cursing of the sailors grows louder, while the red-headed man leans forward, frowning and grumbling. Easton apologizes profusely and stands aside to deal with the mess he made. There are a few men in the corner staring at him nervously. Easton lowers his head and slows down to avoid any more attention. I got it. Can you hand me that rag? He points to the table behind the soup man. He immediately gets what he wants. The rag is thrown directly in his face. He squats down to wipe the floor, and the line continues to move methodically around him. He peeks upward, and this time he can clearly see the exposed tattoo when the man stretches out his arm to toss another rag down. A tattoo of antlers and a gun. This guy is one of the Buckers. Why are the Buckers doing so much charity here? Easton thinks as he wipes up the soup. The Bucker gangsters behind him are disarmed, but still watches every move warily. Easton throws the rag aside and sits down. A hand pats his shoulder. Easton turns and glares at the person who touched him. Recognizing his colleague, the tension in his face quickly recedes.
Mirati.
Why so clumsy? That's not like you. Easton smiles wryly, but does not defend himself. The Bucker thug's eyes are glued to their backs clearly. The Bucker thug's eyes are glued to his back. What the heck? The Bucker thug's eyes are glued to their backs. Clearly, Whitten's presence raises the level of suspicion on him. He grabs his partner by the arm and drags him out. Let's go.
Got it, Slim.
Hey, not so fast. They're still eating dinner. That's the perfect time for a bit of small talk. Keep quiet. The food they're eating is provided by the Buckers, Whitten. We're being watched. Whitten winces without arguing. They should let sleeping dogs lie. The two pretend to be poor workmen who don't have their supper and leave the pier.
Maskla?
Why are they here? Easton shakes his head and frowns. It's no secret that the Buckers have close ties to the docks. The local gang in Ely City ran most of the waterway business until the Godhrkar gang moved south and took over the old docks, causing the Buckers to lose a lot of money. Not only that, but the remaining Godhrkars are encouraging workers to fight for their legal rights, which causes problems for big companies in all sectors, including the Buckers. So, they're winning the dockers over?
Oi, oi.
Come on, that's not an idea those gangsters of gun and blood could come up with. Besides, it's not going to do much towards defeating the Godhrkar gang. Well, at least it's better than buying more Godhrkar bodies. Easton feels the same way. Instead of spending money like this, the Buckers need to reclaim the old dock first. They've been trying for almost a month, which made the street fighting of West Illy City heat up. Although West Island is not their district, it's still not good news for their police. They head back with the sound of the waves ringing in their ears. Alright, let's get back. There's a peculiar case of gang violence from last night that's worth looking into.
Twilight.
Fair enough. Let's get it done. To the police station.
Oh, Godhrkar.
East. I mean, just go back home. We're not gonna tackle the reports now, you lunatic. This is a Confess Day. Since when do you celebrate Confess Day?
Here, mister.
Since it's a holiday.
Your turn.
You need to get some rest and spend time with your family. Sleep time is just around the corner. Let your Oleander and Cynthia see you at least once a week. Easton recalls his half-assed response to Belilah's plea just before he left the house. It stings his heart, but is suppressed in the same beat. It's been too long since he'd been there with his family. But hopefully, the case would be over soon. Anyone still on the bandwagon against Eterna is busy tying a noose, and Easton will see to their demise with haste as long as Widden finds the real murder weapon type. Okay. The Manic Hunter fights his prey, eventually. Unless he oversteps his boundaries, attracts the attention of the wrong people, or the authorities run him down. Okay. Alright, so he's visiting the Morning Post.
Solution.
Please, sir. I really want to meet him. I'm a big fan of Truthseeker. I won't create any unnecessary troubles. I will leave at once if there is any displeasure on Truthseeker's part. The officer seems rather taken aback by Letzeriel's passion. He stares at the young man in front of him for a moment, wondering what to do with him. To further his efforts, Letzeriel gives the officer the most charming smile he can muster. 10 minutes later, Letzeriel walks out of the post office with the address in his pocket. It will take him to the southeastern part of Falazak, far from the wealthier neighborhoods. Is that River Stalinese? I guess it is. River Stalinese flows between that area and the street where Rosemary is. His steps feel a little lighter as he walks by the river. This is a community full of old-fashioned small houses and winding roads. There was a sketch of a map on the paper from the officer, but it was terrible and unreliable. Although Letzeriel follows the signs and occasionally asks the people around him, it still takes him half an hour to reach his destination. Eventually, he is standing in front of a small and plain apartment with a notice on the door board that reads, "No water tomorrow." It's quite different from what he'd imagined. He reassures himself by double-checking the address on the paper. Truthseeker should be living in one of these rooms, lest the person back in the newspaper office gave him the wrong address. Letzeriel enters the long hallway, and on his way, a girl steps out of an apartment and walks briskly toward him, not sparing him a glance. Yo! Tying it to the beginning of the episode. Let's go. She seems too deep in thought to acknowledge anything around her while she puts a notebook into her bag. He glances at her from the corner of his eyes. The woman doesn't live here, that's for sure. Her clothes are not very expensive, but she is dressed well. Reading people is a basic skill he picked up while working in a pub. Waiters always make judgment calls on who's likely to give the most tips so they can serve them before anyone else. When Letzeriel glances at her for a second time as she brushes past him, a notebook with a well-known symbol catches his attention. Vera Thesis Order. The woman hurries down the stairs, and Letzeriel shrugs it off before going up to the room. This must be it. Room 604. The girl came out of this apartment. The same number that's on the note in his hand. So, A visitor for a truth seeker? Perhaps because of their reports? Latsiriel sucks in a breath before knocking on the door. Oh, I don't think she's going to be in much of a talking mood. Several seconds pass before someone opens the door. A small girl stands there, looking a bit puzzled.
Huh?
What now? Wait, who are you?
Truth Seeker's daughter?
Oh, yo.
Good day. It's nice to meet you, miss. I was wondering if Truth Seeker is around right now.
Truth Seeker? You're looking at Truth Seeker right now.
The girl looks up at him and narrows her eyes. A subtle, probing gleam hides behind her stare.
Oh, yo.
You know, for an author of a very controversial news report, she doesn't seem that interested in her safety at this moment. Like, she's just confirming to everybody that shows up at her door that, yeah, I'm the person that wrote this politically charged article that is very controversial at the moment. Like, she's not worried nobody's gonna send a hitman her way. Like, come on, man. Wait, what? He's completely stunned, unable to believe that this girl, who seems to be in her early 20s, is in fact the truth seeker. The girl seems troubled and lets out a sigh. She leans against the doorframe and stares at him in frustration.
There are all kinds of problems when using an alias. That's right, I'm the truth seeker, and that's the truth. I know you have a lot of other delusional ideas that I'm probably the daughter, maid, and even mistress.
Oh, yo.
Truly, I did not. Yeah, I did.
I beg to differ.
Latsiriel brushes the girl's words off with a shrug of his shoulders. The girl is the epitome of a living fox, circling its prey, trying to find the best time to lunge for a bite. It might not seem dangerous, but sometimes, hidden beneath the poise of a fox, lies the aggression of a rabid beast.
Miller?
Anyway, welcome. My name is Vrina. Vrina Wyatt.
She takes a step back and invites Latsiriel into the room. Latsiriel, you seem to have a lot of visitors today, no? I hope I'm not bothering you too much.
Huh?
Oh, so you ran into her?
Vrina's body tenses. She still leans against the wooden doorframe. Her mouth opens and closes, her red lips hinting at a fresh attack, and the tip of her tongue flashes between her white teeth like a snake's. Contrary to her casual expression, she is angry under the surface.
That woman is nothing but a liar. She barged into my life and claimed my articles as nonsense with no conclusive evidence to prove her claim. And when she couldn't disprove the valuable information I spent so much time researching, she threatened me.
Sorry.
She must be a stooge sent by the church. There is no other possibility. It was almost endearing to watch her vomit one pile of garbage after the other in a desperate attempt to clean the reputation of her church. And to think that while she was doing that, she was also busy trying to bond with me. What could she have been but a vessel? I can't let her get away with it. We reporters cannot yield to her.
There's an irreconcilable contrast about her in Latsiriel's mind. There's hypocrisy in her hyperbolic attitude, and the blanket of wickedness and cynicism shrouding her is beyond his imagination. The fact that she's spilling this out to a guy that just entered her apartment, dude, you don't even know why he's here. Come on. Let me just spill everything that happened 10 seconds prior to this new guy that shows up at my door and not worry about the fact that this may or may not put me in even further danger. Okay. I mean, he is innocent. He's literally just a playboy, but like, what if he wasn't? Yo, she needs to get out of the news reporting business. Her privacy skills suck. The diabolical words coming from the mouth of this fox-like little girl were shocking. Miss Verena is not what she seems. On one hand, her spirited small stature and that mischievous curl of the lips leaves little room for visceral dislike. But on the other hand, she is clearly a self-absorbed and sinister individual. She may have great investigation skills, but she is also an arrogant and foolish little girl. Caution with this person is to be advised. Okay then. Nice to know a pretty girl who is horrible on the inside. I ought to be careful.
Show.
Anyway, I didn't come here just to talk about your previous visitor. I have my own reasons for being here, Miss Wyatt.
Oh?
Oh?
I had no idea.
She feigns a surprised face. Ethereal raises his brow in the way he's become so used to doing.
My Estela.
I happen to have the pleasure of reading one of your articles. The headline news of the Thalazak Morning Post today. Your ability to investigate and analyze is truly impressive.
I guess not everyone's as blind as she is.
Z.
I'm particularly interested in tracing an old case from April 1529.
April 1529, huh? Sounds fun. What does that have to do with me?
Rena looks at him with a faint smile on her face, pulling a strand of hair that had been wrapped around her finger behind her ears. Finally, she straightens her body. It seems Glacial has finally pulled the right lever, as the reporter no longer appears to be in a facetious mood. She's got the natural talent of a word manipulator and the researching skills to back it up. There's not a shred of doubt in Glacial's mind that she can help him out. Not that he fully trusts her, but he can still make a deal with her. The problem is how to pique Verina's interest. He needs her to swallow the bait. There must be something behind this. I searched the St. Godhrkar's library, but all the relevant newspapers were removed, or never entered. If the reason why could be revealed, it would be a nationwide scoop.
Oh?
Okay, I admit. I'm intrigued. But why should I bother with such an old story? With all the current turmoil, there are new cases every day, and I don't really need to spend my time looking for information regarding such an ancient case.
Verina lowers her head, looking at her nails as if they were the most fascinating thing she'd seen. If that wasn't enough, then what else? What more could she need? Suddenly, the lady he passed in the hall flashes through his mind. The Verethesis Order.
Via Cleity.
I came with full honesty, Miss Wyatt. You will have the information you need in exchange. I'm very generous and frank, unlike the stooges from the Verethesis Order. Verina's eyes light up.
You mean that woman? No, the Order is involved in the priest murder case? It'll be the headline tomorrow. But how do I know if you...
Clie.
It's your turn to verify, isn't it? He is pulling shit out of his ass right now, dude. I respect that skill. He smiles warmly at the reporter.
My Estela.
Basically, if you tell me where to look, I'll do the dirty work. Then we'll share whatever I find. Please. It has great personal value.
April in 1529, right? What kind of incident?
I don't know yet. But it was, at least, an event that would have made all newspapers published at that time disappear. He pulls his gaze away from Verina to the small and elongated window at the wall. The pane and lattice is covered with cobwebs. The red glow of sunset illuminates the dusty windowsill. She sizes him up suspiciously, but opts not to speak. Ow! That ring was so loud on my side that it literally hurt my ears. Holy shit. Verina notices something's changed in Lethrio's icy blue eyes as she looks through the flighty and hypocritical... English, what the heck? Verina notices something change in Lethrio's icy blue eyes as she looks through the flighty and hypocritical smile. And those eyes floated sparkling glaciers. Oh, hey, Lisa, what's up? How you doing? Oh, thank you, thank you. Just here for a status update, seeing what we're doing. Oh, thank you, thank you. It's very amateur, but thank you. Yo. You know what? I'll take the support. I'll take it. It'll boost me in the algorithm. uh. Alrighty then, I'm gonna let you work then, bro. I'm gonna continue reading.
She was certain they had the same ideals. Why else would she feel so free to speak to a stranger? But he changes when he mentions the incident. The ice peak in his eyes is sunken, causing the murky cold water of the sea to rise, revealing the endless darkness beneath. Verena is a headhunter of news, and just as a fly doesn't miss a drop of blood, she doesn't miss the tiniest hint of subtle emotion. She sees past his crazy obsession. That's what I like to hear, Mr. Letzeriel.
Sendomia.
Let's is fine.
Sigh.
All right, Let's. Here's the deal. I'll help you with your research to find out exactly what happened in April of 1532. In exchange, you will gather and share every piece of info you get.
They examine one another, longer than before. This time is more like beasts sizing each other up before a fight. Oh, hell yeah! Group of foxes go together.
Irina tilts her chin up a little, showing her confidence, while Letzeriel's chin is angled downward to make him appear less threatening.
Godhrkar?
Is that a deal?
Irina holds her small, rough hand out, so Letzeriel thrusts his own out and shakes. It's as good as sealing a contract with a paper and pen.
Z.
Deal.
Z.
Good.
He nods politely, knowing it's time to say goodbye. His face is as stern as ever while he heads back down the hall. Verena stares at his back, then closes the door as he disappears down the spiral staircase. Upon hearing the door close, Letzeriel smiles. His sadness and solemnity, I don't know how to pronounce that word, melting like snow under the sun, leaving his typical flirtatious levity hanging on his face. He kicks away an empty can and spits on the corner of the dusty building. Great personal value, my ass. Okay, is this the chapter I died at previously? I don't know. Yes, it was. Okay, it ties back. Okay, something changed. I don't know what it was, but it changed.
Just your claw?
Knell?
Rather.
Raven, what took you so long? Raven had come from their shared room and had barely picked up their receiver when the landlord told him it was Neo's call. When he answers the phone, a stream of complaints and orders assaulted him from the other end. Thank Yichties you haven't left the house yet, huh? Go to my room and in the left closet, grab the fourth suit to the right. The one with the purple polka dot tucked around the collar. I just found out the suit what the fuck? I just found out the suit I have doesn't fit. Hurry up, the party's about to start, and don't be late. I need to give a speech. Bro, this is literally the moment I die. Okay, hold up. Do I need to change? It's fine. You don't have anything to do. You don't have to do anything. You can just get some grub after the dance.
A line.
Well, I'll be there as soon as I can. Thank you, my friend. I owe you one. Neo hangs up. Raven heaves a sigh, fumbling 2 coins from his pockets and plunging them into a metal box by the phone while looking at himself in the landlord's mirror. The dark-haired young man takes off his usual woolly waistcoat. The slim frame of his shoulders and chest is outlined by the suit. He smooths the folds and firmly tugs the knot on his tie to complete the look, but wearing such a fancy outfit leaves him with a funny feeling. The last time he wore a suit was at the previous New Year's party. The suit he was wearing was a gift from when he entered the university. Unsurprisingly, considering the extended amount of time he had the suit, the material has started to stretch out, making it loose-fitting in some areas, while the shoulders and waist areas are still fairly tight. Putting on his long coat, Raven rushes up the stairs. He has to fetch Neo's beautiful suit as directed. Neo's wardrobe is much larger than his, and is crammed from top to bottom with all kinds of clothes. Looking for something in it would make anyone feel as if they're caught up in a tornado. The silk clothes are rubbing against other knickknacks, the kind you can usually get from the stalls in the streets. The clothes often release a pungent smell, and some aren't even washed, adding a hint of sour to the closet's odor. This turbid odor is even more powerful in a confined space. Raven is so put off that he pulls the suit out from by the hem the second he finds it and slams the closet door shut. Paper bags for clothes are easy to find. They're all over the room. After Raven grabs one and shoves the garment into it, he takes a quick glance at the clock. Okay. Those clothes will definitely be late. How about trying the Gutway? Okay, this is where I died, literally. Okay, last time I took the main street and I was literally gutted. This time I'm going to go take the shortcut. I swear to God, if I get gutted at the shortcut too. I fucking Jesus. Take a shortcut. As the door clacks shut, he is startled to realize the decision he just made. His heart races uncontrollably. As if something is driving him away, he runs down the stairs and outside. His frantic footsteps awaken the neighbor's dog, but the barking soon fades into the night. I swear to God, if the arrival of Easton into the dock makes this guy now go into the alley and I get gutted at the alley, I'm going to lose it. A cold air rushes out from the dark alley, bringing with it a terrible smell. The winter night blows against his neck with an icy caress, making him shiver. Slums in the run-down business districts are like scabs. Poverty, diseases, and squalor are not hidden from the public's eyes. This place has few lights along the road, and most of those don't even appear to be working. Garbage is piled up on the corners, and Raven carefully steps over a puddle near the trash. The surface has muddy texture. As he puts more pressure onto his toes, a faint squeak sounds from near his foot, followed by an extremely unpleasant stench as sewage coats his shoes. But there is no sound of other footsteps. Raven shivers. The temperature of the winter night has dropped even further, soaking through his clothing. The mindless courage of the young man's impulse gets ahead of him and neglects that little voice in his head that reminds him of the danger of the night. Then, Raven realizes that he is in fact in the sewers. A faint voice hits his eardrums. Raven turns to look behind him, his jaw shaking like the lid of a kettle. The chattering of his teeth fills his ears, but he doesn't hear the sound again. It disappeared just like that. An illusion in the silence. Look, I understand that there was a sound in the distance, but if that is someone else being gutted, I'll take it, because last time I took the main street, I literally died, okay? Please, the arrival of Easton does not push this guy into the sewers where I get killed in the sewers trying to save this dude. Raven averts his eyes for a moment. He heard another vague clicking sound, but it wasn't a mouse. Something else. Something real. And it was behind him. Oh my... No! I swear to God, if the arrival of Easton in the docks pushes the killer into the sewers, and I went to the sewers trying to save the fucking guy, I'm going to lose it. Oh my fucking God. It's gonna happen again, isn't it? I don't even want to click on the button no more. Oh my fucking God. I swear to God. Fuck. Fuck. No. 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 Fuck. No, I'm dead again trying to save him. Oh, what the fuck? Dude, you've come to a good place, Mr. Moore.
Hey!
Fuck!
Shut up in there!
Mic off. Mic on.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Damn it. The voice comes from behind him. A chill runs through him like icy water racing along his spine, making him shiver to the point of convulsing. Raven straightens up and runs forward, but he's weighed down by a hand and dragged back by the mysterious man. This time I should have taken the main street. God fucking damn it. He grabs Raven effortlessly by the neck and lifts him into the air. Raven struggles to break free, scratching and clawing at the man's hand in an attempt to pry the fingers open. With his limited supply of oxygen and the amount of energy he was exerting, his struggle was to no avail. Fuck. As the man presses Raven against the wall, he smells the man's odor. It's that of a person who deals with the tanning process in leather making. The smell is unpleasant, but it also flashes to something else in his memory. The black-red musculature of the corpse he examined flashes through his mind. Is this how they met their end? Raven's lips begin to shake, his eyes wide open, and tears stream down his face. The knife glimmers in the fraction of light that pierces the dark. The man's hair is as silver as his blade. He tosses the knife up in the air and swirls it in his hand as he catches it, like a seasoned butch. Raven kicks hysterically, pressing his chin against the man's hand in an attempt to make him let go. I'm not more... But the murderer ignores him. Raven can't see what he's doing, but the hand suddenly tightens its grip. As skilled as it first appeared, the man's hand is quick and steady. The moment the knife slips out of the man's hand and falls, Raven takes the chance and dashes forward, only to feel the cold sensation of metal across his chest and down to his stomach in a flash. The epidermis, muscular layer, parietal peritoneum, and visceral peritoneum. Raven wonders why he would be thinking about such things. Then he hears nothing but his own screams, unsure if they're just in his head. The pain makes him instinctively reach out to grasp the man's wrist. The pain will soon ease away, and eventually he will feel cold. At least, that's what's written in the books. And they didn't lie. The pain quickly fades, leaving a strange, warm sensation in his belly. It floats on the surface, growing hotter until it seems to boil. But the icy cold of the metal cannot be ignored. It stirs his insides as the blade freezes to his flesh. His organs surge back to life. As his sensory neurons resuscitate, Raven gasps for air. Tears pour from his eyes, and his teeth clench tighter. The man keeps staring at him, his expression calm as if wearing a gypsum mask. His eyes glow in the night. God fucking damn it! The face of the silver-haired man in the dark rotates and melts. Raven struggles to get a hold of the knife, but his dying brain thinks he's holding a cup instead. He sees the fish lying on a plate, looking at him with its white and cloudy eyes as mysterious white foam trickles from its mouth. The fish turns into the face of the dead, and the corpse smiles at him with the same shriveled face, blowing a cold kiss from its hollow mouth. The wind brushes his cheek, and he feels every ounce of coldness seep into his bones. He lets go of the knife and lowers his weakening arm, uttering a feeble sob. The pain from the movement causes his hands to shake, his face to crumple, and the tips of his fingers to twitch like an epileptic patient's. Fucking God, dude. The man loosens his grip on the knife, leaving Raven hanging by the blade. The weight drags him down, and the young surgeon's suit is painted in red. The pain is excruciating, making Raven think of how the ancient savages put their captives on long nails, the loss of blood bringing madness out of him. As the man watches Raven frantically struggle to rid himself of the blade, he takes out another knife, this one with a thinner edge, as thin as a willow leaf. He takes a step closer and slashes the lad's neck. God fucking damn it, I got the scapegoat ending again. Jesus Christ. The frenzied loss of blood causes Raven to bite his tongue. With every breath he takes, blood gushes from the opening in his neck. As the blood floods his lungs, Raven coughs. His eyes are drowned in uncontrollable tears, the blurry figure is fading away. The man pulls the knife out and lets the immobilized youth drop to the ground like a sack. But his victim is not dead. and hears a faint cry from the throbbing larynx of the dying musician in a pool of blood. He listens with great interest, and then, with a heavy step on his neck, accompanied by a muffled click, the boy's spine breaks under the sole of his shoe. The body twitches for a moment, then finally stops moving. Son of a bitch. God. Ugh. I did all that to avoid this ending, and I proceed to get the same ending. Are you kidding me? God fucking dang it. Okay, okay. Let's try again. Oh my god. Look, can I just choose which chapter? Can I choose this one? Since I died again, does that mean I have enough karma to choose a different ending? I'm hoping. Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. How do I skip?
Rather.
How do I... Where's the skip button? No, that's the character button. I need the skip button. Where... Oh, that's mute. I don't even know why the... Why is this a button? Okay, I don't think there's a skip button, guys. I'm sorry, I'm skipping through this because I already read it. Like, literally 10 minutes ago. Okay. No, I'm leaving. I'm quitting this. I'm quitting this chapter. I'm going back out. I missed my chance. God dang. Hold up. I sped up a bit too fast. Okay, hold up. I need to be careful with how fast I speed up. Hold up. It's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna happen. Don't worry about it.
Just your
Okay. So, spam click this. Okay, the moment we get into the bedroom, I need to be careful. Okay. Close at 9:17. No, we're not going to take the gut way because I just got gutted in the gut way. We're going to go a different route. No, we're going to take the main street again. Determined to take a detour through the main street, Raven wraps his scarf tightly around his neck and pushes open the apartment's gate. The weather is rather unpleasant. The clouds that had gathered since the afternoon stir in the sky like a pot of caramelized sugar. Raven runs as fast as he can. A string of crackles sound each time the soles of his shoes press against the icy gravel. Again and again, each time faster than the last. Raven scans the area. He takes notice of the numerous looming billboards and glass windows as he shivers in the cold silence. The road is empty. Raven rarely spots any passerby. The streetlights are the only things decorating the road, reflecting their yellow lights and making the wires look like threads of gold. Raven borrows the dim light to check the time on his watch. At this rate, he'll definitely be late. This evening's party is crucial for Neo, who is still waiting for his flamboyant garment, and thus to be announced as the lead singer. A figure bumps into him, disrupting his train of thought. Before Raven realizes what happened, a rough arm picks him up by his collar and pulls him into the side alley. Dude, does he die in either side? Genuinely, does he die in either side? What the heck? Yo. No, this is fucking stupid. This is stupid. Does he die in either side? Does this man not live in either fucking path? If this man doesn't live in either path, I can't continue the story. What the fuck? Genuinely. Okay, I'm gonna try the side alley one more fucking time. I swear to God, if I get gutted again. If I hear the name Moir one more time, I'm going to lose my shit. Okay. And like, it already used up a fucking goddamn karma point. So it's like, what the fuck? Okay, if he's at the fucking main street, I'll take the shortcut. God This man doesn't live in either fucking side. This man does not live on either road. What? Dude. Okay, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. Hold up. Now, the thing about this game is you have to figure out, I guess what previous chapters are going through and try to change the lead up to that moment. So, because I already died like 2 fucking times already, dude. What would change it? I imagine the way to change this would be to change the fact that they even go to the concert in the first place. And to do that, I would need to go way back here. Or... way back here. I think. Alright. I'm going to skip the parts that I have read. And just, start voicing when I select a new option. Hold up, I'm sorry, one moment.
Mic off. Oh my.
Huh?
Curasí. Muy bien.
Oye, yellow nam. Taco.
Oh, Maria. Shang.
Movie star.
Ma.
Tisha Elaine.
Paliosfe. Maria.
Card.
Yellow.
Blotse dziewak. Mic on.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, at least you guys were able to hear this beautiful song. I'm not able to skip it on my side, so. But we'll take it. Also, thank you for the game, Lisa. I appreciate it. Oh, I gotta put this down.
Blotse dziewak.
I'm gonna have to check it out when I'm not in game and streaming, but thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Now we're almost there to that one decision I need to change.
Svi.
And hopefully this means my man can live. Okay, so instead of leaving the party, we are going to stay.
Melody.
Bloche.
Kirstar tree.
We're gonna stay. Because I think I left. So we're gonna stay here. Keep patient. The ringleader and his cronies butter her up with words of praise all the time, but she knows their phoniness. She means nothing more than an expensive collectible to them. The only difference between her and a prostitute is that she costs more. Just then, a hand comes to rest on the back of her chair.
Oh.
Here you are, Miss Foucher. It is a 40-year-old gentleman in a pale suit. He simply stands there, yet his demeanor is as if he stood in a grand opera house instead of at this poor little club.
Wat Weizen.
Mr. Winston. I didn't get you at the entrance. Are these two gentlemen friends of yours? He speaks in a low voice, as one does around frail objects, but instead of leaning over her, he stands upright and looks straight ahead. He who became Shervlet's hope when she fell into the depths of hell.
Line.
This is Mr. Gilbert Fowlon and Sir Kamar.
Ah.
Well, I didn't know she was accompanied by such an honorable gentleman. Please sit down and join us. This club is honored by your presence.
Bloche.
No, thank you. I've come here to take Miss Foucher back. For such a beautiful pearl, I'm afraid there is no way a little oyster could hold her. Shervlet gets up with the folding fan hiding her smile, trying to escape with a polite excuse. Meanwhile, Fowlon stands up with her. I see. You must be Mr. Wyston, Shervlet's current patron. I was going to call another day, but now that we're here, it's a perfectly good opportunity to discuss. I was wondering, Mr. Wyston, if you could spare the expense and give her to me. Club Stella will help you make her famous, as we did before. A flash of anger seizes Shervlet's mind. Did he say give her to him? Like she was merely a commodity? A pet? Lagarde won't let that happen. No one can take advantage of her now.
Fiong.
I'm afraid my contract with Mr. Wyston doesn't allow. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what? What the heck was that?
Yeah, for sure.
I can pay Shervlet's liquidated damages, and of course additional compensation can be considered. All I need is a word from you, Mr. Wyston. Shervlet is shaking with anger. She could not maintain her smile any longer. How dare he? A lady is talking.
Claw.
What? Lagarde finally turns his gaze directly to the gallant businessman.
Artred.
This lady is talking to you, sir, and I've never seen anyone treat a lady in such a way. Especially for one who holds such an elegant voice to be ignored by you. Makes me wonder if you can really appreciate her voice. What is that sentence structure? Especially for one who holds such an elegant voice, to be ignored by you makes me wonder if you really appreciate her voice, love it, and offer it all your support. Fallon's face grows deep red as he forces an awkward smile. I didn't know you have such a high opinion of art. I'm afraid that businessmen like me could never reach your height. But if so, shouldn't there be other elegant musicians out there waiting for your funding?
Kirstar Trin.
This girl, although she sings well, the opera stage is not prepared for singers like her.
Kirstar Trin.
It is the world of art, where a pretty face and shapely figures are of no use. Of course, if they are of any use... His voice lowers. Fallon and Sir Kumar look at each other and smile knowingly. The two smiling faces burn her pride like two hot irons.
Vention.
Sometimes pearls will fall in the mud. The soil may hide their color and luster, but if one picks them up and rubs off the dirt, the fortunate person would find them out of extraordinary value.
Alien.
But I'm afraid there are more people in the world who look not for pearls, but for jewel boxes. All they know about pearls is what they see on the red velvet cushion, and that's why they find nothing but pebbles in the mud. The smile on Fallon's face disappears completely. When he speaks again, he strikes back at the businessman's aloof tone. Let's be honest, shall we? If you're raising the price, Mr. Wyston, don't beat around the bush. Just name the price. How much do you want to sell her for? Oh, well, maybe you're right. But even pearls have a price, and it's always an affordable one. The guard frowns slightly, looking puzzled, then turns to Shervlet. He lowers his voice, but makes sure it's still loud enough for the other two to hear. Looks like we've got a third type today. The same person who threw the pearls in the mud. Shervlet laughs out loud this time, making no attempt to hide it. Lagarde maintains his impeccable demeanor and reaches out to her.
Vincent.
If I may.
Oh, Marianne.
Of course.
Shervlet puts her arm in his and leaves her troubles, pain, and the two men who had provided them behind. So wait, if this doesn't change the road down the line, then how the fuck do I change I need Raven to live so far, and so far, both pathways are blocked by a guy trying to find Mr. Moir, okay? When they reach Club Stella's entrance, they see Lagarde Wyston's driver, Robert, waiting for them. When he observes his employer's appearance, he snuffs out his cigarette. Is it over, Mr. Wyston, Miss Foucher?
A ring too, Jag.
We shall ask our Shervlet. How was the show? Lagarde smiles and takes her hand, kissing the tip of her finger. Fire burns at the base of her heart, making her lightheaded. Shervlet tries to keep the redness from creeping up her cheeks.
A lie.
I am well. Thank you for caring.
Lagarde turns to Robert. His neutral expression doesn't change as he motions for his driver to step away. Then he moves closer to Shervlet. Robert grumbles to himself, not wanting to be far from the object of his desire. I mean it. Did you have a good time here? Shervlet can't help but give a wry smile.
Der alien
What?
What wild and wondrous times we live in, Mr. Wyston. Look at the carnival, a testament to human vice and wickedness. I've sung one song, the one you taught me, a song about great sorrow, separation and death of ancient myth. Even the roses in the cemetery will shed tears. But look at them. They've been driven mad by my voice, as they are with anything that brings them joy. In their eyes, music is one of them. Even if I sing a demon song, they would be in ecstasy. She's just too tired. The peacock and pheasant feathers on her bonnet tremble in the night breeze. She snatches the hat off, throws it down, and stomps it underneath her boot. They don't love me because of my song. My voice! A hand gently moves over her shoulder, gathering her hair neatly in front of her chest. Lagarde's soft voice comes from her side.
Vincent.
We know better than anyone how easily a man's mind can be controlled, as long as the messenger is beautiful, even if the message is poison to the ear and tongue.
Artred.
Using your unique melody to share your soul and sealing it within everyone's mind, isn't that the duty of a true singer? That's what he told Shervlet when they first met. Remember, it's hard for those audiences to enjoy the music and lyrics at the same time. However, the best singers can make them enjoy both. The songs are not in antinomian, and the lyrics can hardly be understood by your audiences. And this is exactly what you excel at. 6 months ago, Shervlet was once again kicked out of a bar she applied to. A gentleman stopped her in her tracks and told her how he would make her a true singer. During this time, they taught Shervlet singing styles, melodies, and even a new language. If it wasn't for Lagarde, who opened a path for her, Shervlet never would have made it back to Club Stella. Lagarde smiles, and Rob returns to his master's side. Shervlet folds her arms and waits for him to gather his thoughts. We have a meeting tomorrow afternoon. All of us need to attend. You shall come with us. It's time you leave the scum behind. You are meant to be a star, Shervlet. Not a spume I am for drunken sailors. A star. For the first time, she can be connected to that word. She was born from dust, a stain Shervlet thought she could never get rid of, But now, it's time for her to be free.
Alay.
Okay. When will I return? Shall I inform Mr. Fallon?
Artred.
No. It is time to shed everything that has been holding you back. Fallon, Stella, Illy City, Maverick too.
Vincent.
Erase them from your mind. They are nothing but hindrances to your destiny. You are not like them.
Rustia.
Come with me. Soon you will stand on the stages of the Opera House, surrounded by dignitaries, and when you do, this will all seem like a bad dream you had while lounging on a silk sofa. As I told you before, we offer you a chance to attend the Supreme Opera and sing for the most honorable audiences at the Baptism Festival, but it falls on you to take the opportunity. With that, Guard takes out his pocket watch to check the time. It's getting late. We need to get back. My apologies. I'm a bit worried about leaving Rorty alone for so long. With that, Lagarde turns on his heels, and Robert follows right behind. They make their way to the car, pausing by the door while Shervlet makes up her mind. Shervlet hears a wavering voice inside her heart telling her to reconsider, but soon all hesitation dies. Everything she's experienced was leading up to this very moment. Robert waves to a serene Shervlet, and she walks gracefully toward Lagarde. The very same way she entered the club. Okay. I'm not seeing much of a difference here. I leave either way. So this is not the place I go if I want to change Raven's death route. Hold up. I need to somehow change it. I don't know if it's lit cereal that I need to look out for. I don't suppose it is, because lit cereal isn't connected in any way, but there is Easton. So yeah, either path I die. Okay, what if instead of investigating the workers, I instead leave?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure this is the general vicinity in which I get murdered, I think.
Movie star.
I'm gonna try something. Because I have 1 point left. Okay. I'm going to decline the invitation this time. Just because I want to see if I can push Easton to wander the streets or something. I don't know. Thanks, but no. You should have some. The hard work will make your appetite grow. Maverick laughs while shaking his head and puts the ticket back in his pocket. The sea is calm, bequeathing the land an almost brackish, lukewarm sea breeze that is surprisingly pleasant. A few sailors return outside with their lunchboxes and bottles and sit on the beach for an open-air dinner, making a wonderful reconciliation with the sea.
Maverick.
Good evening, Maverick. What's wrong? You got a cold? Maverick shrugs his shoulders in frustration and makes a gesture, inviting them to sit next to him. True, bless you. You won't miss next week's carnival, will you? Carnival? Yep. Club Stella has been giving us the best seats and discount for months. I'm sure everyone appreciates that, especially the singer the day before yesterday. Man, she really is busty and brassy, right, Marv? Can't blame your taste. I really love her singing, but couldn't hear a damn thing she said. Not that it really mattered. Seriously, mate, what was she babbling on about? No damned clue. They have themselves in stitches, practically falling over onto the sand. They've long forgotten the man of the law who stands before them. Easton is waiting for them to finish when he hears someone behind him. Already here, huh? The form of his cheeky colleague appears. He and Whitten always have a clear division of work. Easton does the legwork, watches the autopsy, and deals with the dockers, while Whitten, the better writer, refines the report. Pasmore was furious they'd hire an intern, but the autopsy report was so wonderfully done that he had to allow the pair to continue their investigation. Easton turns around, smiles, and greets his colleague. Yeah, got a lot of clues. What about you? Did you find the correct style of murder weapon?
Hear me star.
Not yet. We borrowed several types of knives, and the test is still in progress, so we should get the report by tomorrow. We should ask these guys more questions later and let them have dinner. Working all afternoon at sea probably gave them quite an appetite. Am I right, fellows? The fishermen nodded in a profound fashion. They are deeply touched by Whitten's thoughtfulness.
Hey, amore.
A man of reason.
Amore.
And polite.
Maverick.
Do you remember Gavin, Marv? Tell them about that.
Sleep shit.
Ah, right. Don't know why we're hiring so many new guys. Like, it's a brand new organization. It's not just Nestos, though. Another one of the more enthusiastic eaters was named Gavin, I believe. Right? He's been gone for 5 days now, a day straight, and he never misses any work time. Poor guy has 2 sisters and a sick mother, praying he comes back with some money. Yeah. I keep seeing old faces replaced by new ones, faster than flies into a pile of crap. Right? I just can't figure out why, though.
You start close telling me?
What was the guy's full name?
Kevin.
Gavin, Dude. No, wait a minute. He slams his food on the ground and curses.
Narska.
What in the Yichi's name was his last name? We spoke all the time, me and him.
Oi.
Hey man, don't take it too personal. The fishermen tangle themselves up in conversation as Whitten and Easton glance at each other.
Close tell me?
Did you find out our victim's name?
Ah.
Yeah, Nestos something. Kind of weird that no one remembers his surname. Alright, let's get back. There's a peculiar case of gang violence from last night that's worth looking into.
Twilight.
Fair enough. Let's get it done. To the police station.
Oh, Carslin. Hear me star.
Alright, so this is the same dialogue. So this doesn't tie into Raven's death route. What would change it? Well, I'm gonna have to watch this poor guy die again to get more points, so... There has to be a skip button.
Just your claw?
Rather.
Okay, there isn't a skip button, so I just have to go through this. God damn it. Yeah, there's not that much I can do. Okay, I need the karma points anyway. Don't worry about it. Okay, we got a refresh of points. There's something new here I can get. Because that one was already boosted up to 80 for some reason. So... this wasn't it. That doesn't seem tied to it. Okay, look. Let's see what Raven was up to this chapter.
Oh.
Fuck. Wait, hold up. Was that an option I could choose? I don't know. I need to recheck, I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've been to this chapter. No, it was just a title. Okay. Okay, so it has to be... Was there a choice after this one? I don't know. I forget. To be honest, I don't think there was.
Twilight. Sleep.
Line.
Calyx. Oh.
Yeah, that chapter had nothing. Shit. Okay, look, I'm gonna have to Google it. I don't know what to do, bro. I'm gonna have to Google it. I don't understand how to get Raven to live past chapter 2. Oh, whoops. Here, I'll get rid of that. And I'll get rid of this. Dude, this game is so obscure it doesn't even have a walkthrough. What is going on here, dude? That's crazy. So he's dead this chapter. He's literally dead this chapter. It has to be a lead up to it. My man's just constantly throwing up.
See.
Your star?
Mojer steer.
Fulfill.
I'm trying to remember if this one had like a decision on it. I don't think it did either.
Fulfill. Lina.
Show.
Zizi.
Line.
So I don't get a decision in the matter either way. Fuck. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a way for me to cheat. Which is kind of stupid. Come on, there has to be a way. There has to be like a way for Raven to live. Come on. Look. Is this the place where I can get a walkthrough? No? God dang it. Okay, there's like a little gap over here. Maybe if I try to unlock that, it'll let me unlock something new. Because the way I see it, Raven is dead either way, which is kind of stupid. Alright. I don't think there was a decision in this chapter either. At least I don't remember there being one. Hey, it's a fighting game. Yeah, there wasn't anything here. God dang it. To unlock the rest of the chapters, I need Raven to live, but how the fuck? Is there like a hint button I can get? Cause I'ma definitely need a hint. Hold up. You can click the clock in the upper left corner to access the calendar, where you can switch between events on the current date.
Ah, rubber.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't work either. God dang, what? What do I need to change for Raven to live? Because he's dead in either scenario here.
Just your claw?
Ah, rubber.
Steam forms. Okay. Oh, I can try Steam forms. Steam forms. Steam. There we go. Uh. Uh. No, that's for later in the story. So I got minor spoilers going on there. Alright, how about this? Walkthroughs. They're all in Chinese. In chapter 10 bad ending loop, I want to get past chapter 6, bro. Bro, it's literally all in Chinese. Okay, you said discussions. Hold up. I'm gonna have to pull up Steam. I don't even know if you can see this. Okay. Discussions. Yo, that was hella delayed from Steam. Okay. Oh, you can see my desktop? That's cool. Okay. I want to plop this bad boy in Google Translate, dude. I swear to God. Hold up. Alright. Cannot exceed 3,000 characters. Are you kidding me? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. We're gonna delete a chunk of this. There we go. What do you mean 3,000? Yo. This isn't 3,000 characters. What are you on about, Google? Yo, I don't even know. Uh... Here, I'm gonna try one more time. How to escape the scapegoat ending in... Not that. God damn it. Bro, I believe this I refuse to believe this game doesn't have a thingamabob. Yo, I need to go to Reddit itself. Like, what the fuck? Reddit. Hold up. Let me... Okay, I can't even copy and paste it. Okay. Yo, Reddit doesn't even have an answer. Yo, are you kidding me? Not even Reddit knows this game. Are you... What? Did I find the one game that cannot be solved? Yeah, I found one underground game where there's not even a walkthrough in English. And the walkthrough I did try to translate was very confusing. What the fuck? Yo, that's crazy. Wait. Maybe if I go to guides. Alright. I click on this guide because this seems to be the most popular. And then I go to copy this web link. I then go to YouTube or whatever the fuck. Paste that in there. I'm not seeing an option on Chrome to translate. uh um uh No, you're good, Lisa. Here, I'm gonna try to show my screen at the moment. Um General capture, I guess. No. Wait, hold up. Okay, let me... Hold up, guys. Okay, I did a display capture, so there we go. So yeah, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I mean by, like, the the tutorial is very confusing because this is the tutorial. It does like time, location, event, and it's very confusing. And what does it mean by reason? Like, because yeah, it shows the two choices, but it doesn't show like the exact reason why you would choose either or. Uh, uh, how do I avoid this? I don't... Because Raven needs to survive for me to unlock chapter 3, I think. Okay. Here. Alright, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Okay, I'm going to try something. That's not what I wanted to try, but I guess I'll take it. Here's the deal. Now, the thing about this game is... When I first started it, they were like, this is very karma-based, that your deaths have consequences. So I'm thinking... maybe I might have died too many times and it affected my run somehow. So instead, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through here and skip everything because I already read this. And then I got injured. And it hurts really bad that I got injured. Alright, cool beans. Now I'm gonna go to her. And for this one, why can't I skip this song, dang it. This chapter introduces the start of choices. So I'll go ahead and do that while after this song plays for some... Okay, thank you for the skip button. Thank you. Appreciate it. Alright, so we're gonna leave now like I did previously because I think that was the right choice. I'm gonna skip that. Alright, skip this.
Voodoo.
Now, this one is going to be the first time he dies, but this is always going to be a guarantee thing. Because it sets up the player to the fact that, hey, your choices have consequences, but your choices also affect future playthroughs. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go continue. This unlocks the fact that you can go through different characters now. And it sets you up for that. Now, I'm going to speed run through this, because I already read through this part. Skip.
Immer star.
Yeah, leave him. I didn't beat him up. Yeah. This one didn't have anything. I'm sure this one didn't have anything either. Yeah, it didn't. So that leaves me with this chapter, I think. No, actually I did that chapter. So that's different. Okay. So we're gonna go to day 6. I swear to God, if it was my karma value that made it so I always died, I'm going to fucking... Okay, skip. I'm going to buy the newspaper like I did last time, because that then sets me up to finding out about the Truth Seeker in the first place, so I'm going to do that. Okay. Now we're going to go back to Easton. I'm going to skip for that. Had a good old switcheroo. Go through this guy.
Oh, see, you're shown.
I think I stopped him last playthrough, didn't I?
Yeah, show it.
Okay, yeah. And these two I don't think plays a bigger role in the situation. At least I don't think they do. If this doesn't work, I may just, No, but like, Aerith will be safe. And like, this isn't linked to, Raven in any way, I don't assume. So like, it wouldn't matter if he went there or not. Alright, then I'm gonna go with the choice I originally made, which was accepting the invitation, because I think it's important to figure out the gang. Okay, and then I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna let myself get killed, because I don't have another way to make a choice.
Just your claw?
Rather.
I have no way to escape that, so there's that. So I'm gonna go to continue. And then I'm gonna take the main street.
Just your claw?
Okay, so he's good. I'm gonna take the main street. Yo, what do you mean I die either way? Look, the only ones that I could possibly think of that would end up affecting Raven's storyline, maybe, probably, is the two thugs, but it's like, that doesn't make any sense, because how the fuck would that connect with him? Like, this is the only decision that I can think of that would probably fucking change it.
Oh, see, Shonla.
I'm gonna let him go at it, I guess. Indulge Zamoya. Zamoya still remembers that there were two fellows. No, two pieces of shit. Yuri and Kailai, who used to be their weak-minded and sticky-fingered comrades in the Maximalists. But now they'd escaped the organization and joined the Buckers after stealing from their base. The Maximalist is livid, but it would be out of line to keep him from taking things into his own hands. Let the chips fall where they will, then make a decision. Pryu looks tough. Surely he will be able to extract the necessary information. Eventually. Zamoya doesn't intend to start a fuss. He just wants to talk to the bastards.
Oi.
Hey, Kailai. Zamoya dashes to the bar before Pryu can stop him. Despite a great deal of mumbling and the occasional cheer, groups around them can still hear the conversation as he lashes out at one of their followers. Yeah, I don't think this has any tie to the situation. I know, man. I have nothing to lose because I can't progress in the game until Raven actually lives. I can't believe it. Look at me, man. The guy at Kailai keeps his head low and refuses to face Samoya directly. A mix of shame and worry cloud his face. Marquis will be leaving tomorrow. What are you doing fooling around with these bastards? Unfucking believable. Say that again. The henchman of the gang stops Zamoya. His lips are pursed in anger. He's slightly taller than Zamoya and steps in front of Kailai, who squares up to Zamoya as if marking his territory.
Sack.
Well, well, well. The northern barbarians. You got a lot of nerve running around Bucker territory. Step out of the way, piece of shit. When the last word is uttered, the gang's leader's eyes alight with fury. Unfortunately for Zamoya, most of his attention still lie on Kailai. Thus, the fist that's headed for his temples bypasses his defenses completely. Huh? Before the hit lands, his arm is caught midair.
Yeah, sure.
Take it easy. Seeing what almost happened, Zamoya scowls at him. Shut up, you son of a bitch! He launches another blow with his other hand at Zamoya's face, who turns his shoulder and raises his arm to block. Again, Parai is a step ahead, slamming his palm into the inside of the guy's elbow. He tumbles backward and grasps the elbow with his other hand, his groans echoing through the room. Mumbling and cheering in the background subsided. Both Parai and Zamoya can feel the eyes of the observers. They stare at the pack of guys, who are all cautiously backing off. As new recruits taken from Zamoya's group, they're not quite as vicious. There's a brief moment of respite. An underhanded jab comes in from behind, aimed at the back of Parai's head. He jerks his head to the side, grabs the assailant's head, and smashes it on the bar when he sees two gangsters dashing towards him. They both lurch forward with erratic movements, probably induced by alcohol. Go to hell! One of them throws a punch with his entire body behind it. Pry jumps back, and with the leg that's furthest back, he kicks the man in his chest. The other guy jumps Pry, who is stamping on his companion, and he tries to wrestle Pry to the ground. But his intention failed. Pry is able to maneuver back and turn, throwing the gang member's body right into a thin wooden frame. He pierces through it with a loud crack. They exchange punches and kicks for a while as Pry scans the vicinity. The biggest danger in situations like this is being jumped on unexpectedly. If one guy gets you on the ground, it could easily be game over, no matter what weapon you might have. With his back secured, he looked at Zamoya, who slinked up against the bar counter, and then to the leader and Kalai, who'd followed suit. Bystanders realize they might end up in a wall too, and back off or pretend not to notice. He's got to act fast before they regroup. Pry rushes up to the leader, who backs up even further, his hands up in the air.
Hastig.
Where are the Warnock brothers? Warnocks? You're looking for the bloody Warnocks?
Twoinak.
Don't mess around. He reaches underneath his jacket and retrieves a knife, which reflects Hoito's frightened face. The henchman's heart clenches in horror, and he sucks in a deep lungful of air. Oh, you cheese. I'm telling you, we've had it up to here with them for a long time. You could go down to Bondo Street. Could find them if they aren't too busy killing...
Hastig.
What exactly is Bondo? He grabs the knife even tighter, and if the gangster tries to dodge him again, he will use it to teach him a new way to talk. Bondo... what was it? Bondo 70-something? It's like a leather shop with a brown sign above. You'll find it right away, but they're closed today. You can go tomorrow. That's really all I know, I swear! A brief moment of silence, and Hoito's horrified look conveys sincerity. Furthermore, his head trembles and his hands shake. That's enough for Pry. The rest of the crowd doesn't seem welcoming anyway. Let's go, Zomoya. With that, Pry lets go of the leader and leaves the building without looking back. What? Okay, that changes things for her. What does that does for me? Okay, so they arrive at the racetrack. This is where he starts discussing with the gang members. Okay, this is where they plan to beat up Raven's friend. Yeah, I don't think there's a choice this chapter. The one that was supposed to broadcast this race, it's been destroyed. Okay. What? Who did you hear that from? Who else but Hoito, the guy who runs the east side of Maggery Street? Not long ago, a union man came looking for his former men. Just some puny union boss. Why didn't they just throw him out? It's not that simple. Those maximalists came over with a mercenary and smashed through the whole shop. Mr. Hoito said that he was coming for us. He even asked for the address of our shop. It's Gweller's turn to suck in a sharp breath. He closes his eyes and exhales, his face sullen as he reopens them and curses viciously. Okay, gal. I've just accepted a new job. New job? From Mr. Weiston? What is it? Same as last time. Nothing too serious. This is our target's data, so you'd better look through it later. Gal takes the envelope from Gwyler, who sighs and rubs his brother's forehead. So it is. I'll deal with the Buckers and you take this mission. Got it? Gal slowly turns up at his brother, eyes widening in pure delight. At last he bursts into a cry of joy like an apprentice who's finally acknowledged by his own master. You're finally allowing me to come out! Gwyler nearly choked to death on his own spit. I've had enough of your babbling. Look, our job is to just make him disappear, alright? Forget it. The only thing you needed to do is knock him out and bring him back. Don't get him killed. I don't trust you to handle the scene alone. But, no more buts. Leave the rest to me. We need to go back. Gwyler drops the conversation and drags Gal to the guard. Excuse us. This is my younger brother, Gal. He'll be helping me with the next job. I'm at your service, Mr. Wyston. My name is Gal Warnock. What about the ladies, you idiot? Oh, yes. Good day, Mr. Wyston. Miss Fouchère. Gwyler reminds him in a clenched voice, forcing Gal to make salutations with everyone present. Lagard looks at the young man with a genuine smile. He's always tolerant of young one's impudence. And as for the driver, Rob, he's already lost in the horse racing atmosphere. The pleasure is mine, Gal. Have you worked on an assignment with your brother before? Gal looks on in confusion. Gwyler whispers in his little brother's ear, and then Gal looks up with a dreamy look and nods eagerly. Oh, yes, of course I have, sir. How did you like it? I don't know. Shervlet, who has been watching them for a while, notices that Gwyler snorts and pinches Gal's back after whispering into his ear. But I'm sure this job will be better. My word is my bond, and I'm at your service, sir. Greet Lady Shervlet and let's go. We have business elsewhere for now. I know. Stop stomping on me, man. It hurts. So, Miss Wyston, Miss Fouchère, good day. Gal does exactly as his brother told him. Rorty and Shervlet nod and watch as they leave the bleachers. As soon as they disappear, Robert complains in a low voice. What weird brothers. They really are, Shervlet thinks to herself. But it doesn't matter. Whatever it takes to get on that stage is worth it. Mr. Wyston? Huh? Yes, dear? This is going to work, right? I'm going to be a star? Of course, dear. Just wait and watch. I always win. Shervlet understands and nods in response. She turns her attention to the race. The storm is coming. She can feel it. Okay, I don't know.
Just your claw?
Alright, I'm going to take the main street. Wait! I fucking survived? What? What? Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. So wait, hold up. That means the fucking assassin is gang related. What? Yo, what? Oh my fucking god, bro. You know what? That does give a hint towards the killer's fucking identity then. They're gang related. Okay. Don't move. A young man's voice comes from behind him. Raven clenches his fists so tightly that his nails dig into his skin, drawing blood. I'm assuming I stay put. Raven feels an arm around his neck, and the mangled hand tightens. He kicks his leg hysterically, pressing his chin against the murderer's hand. Okay. Ah, what the fuck? Okay. Wait, no, hold up. I got choked out, but that's okay. Hold up. No, I want... No, not mute. Here. No, let go of me! Raven shivers as a strong sense of dread overtakes him. His head is filled with static-like sounds like they were coming from a poorly received radio frequency. Soon his brain hemorrhaged, causing Raven to become delirious. Okay, this is new. Even though I'm being choked out, maybe I'll get kidnapped away from this fucking goddamn gut chamber, and I'll live. Maybe. The man with silver hair waits patiently, eventually releasing the boy. Raven slips and falls. His nose points at the tip of the murderer's shoes, and his clothes are drenched in sewage. The murderer? Oh my fucking god, dude. Are you serious? The man lifts Raven up, unconcerned with the filth. He leaps to the roof of the house beside him, as if Raven weighed no more than a feather. He takes Raven and quickly disappears with him between the countless dilapidated buildings in the slums. Wait, what the fuck is that then? Wait, no, I survived because he didn't die. Even though it was fucking described as a murderer, I didn't die. I'm gonna fucking take it. Hell yeah. I've never been so happy to be kidnapped in my fucking life. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Oh my god. The reflection of orange-brown sand is all Shervlet sees. She hears a voice, a melody, so familiar yet so distant. As the timbres of piano and strings mix, she realizes it's the one that Lagarde and Rorty taught her to sing. She blinks, trying to find her way. The shades of night limit her vision. No matter how many times she looks up, there will be no hint of moonlight as guidance. The freezing temperature of the terrain swallows her ankles, then makes its way up to her knees. She can't stay for another second. The fear of being swallowed by the sand clutches at her heart. Shervlet lifts the hem of her dress, proceeding through the unchanging landscape. Her lungs take in the dry air, which she exhales with all the moisture she holds within. She covers her nose in an attempt to preserve body fluid. An anonymous force drags her further, anxious to show her the unknown. The sand-strewn wind hastens and roughens her rosy cheeks. She narrows her eyes when tears trickle down uncontrollably, not knowing whether it's caused by the coarse air or the emotions stirred up within. By the time she's able to open her eyes again, the storm has died down, and an eerie tranquility has taken its place. Night has turned to day. The morning star shines through the horizon, as it always does in these dreams. Then a shadow drifts above, hushing the sun and casting an uncanny silence. Shervlet turns to see the appearance of a mighty figure merely feet away from where she stands. Although she can't make out its expression, the ambiguity itself is enough to make her tremble with fear. Shervlet opens her mouth as if to let out a small shriek, but no sound comes out. She puts a hand over her throat with a puzzled expression while backing away. Unable to protect herself with her voice, she is overwhelmed by her frailty. As she withdraws, the creature slowly moves its gaze. It stares at the woman in front of it, not opening its mouth. Shervlet doesn't even know if there is a mouth under the fur. Its voice is like the grinding sand, unifying with nature itself. Your oblation has been perceived. When the moon is low and the reed is drawn, it will be time of harvest. Prophecies, let's go. Shervlet opens her eyes. Her bare shoulder shivers as she tries to slow down her hitching breath. Shervlet breaks into a cold sweat, the salty drops sliding down her perfect shoulder blades. Maverick's coughing finally brings her back to reality. There they are, lying in comfort on the bed of their little house. The sun is not yet bright outside, and the morning star glows softly, just like it did in her dream. The similarity makes her shudder. When he hears the noise, Maverick turns his head, his face pale. Sorry, did I wake you?
Alay.
No, I'm okay. It was just some disturbing nonsense anyways. She smiles and sits up. Despite her words, her face is still as colorless as a piece of paper. Maverick kisses her on the cheek, holding her in his arms. He tries to warm her icy fingers with his big, rough hands. You're all right. I'm right here. Shervlet soaks herself in the man she loves, wrapped in the bedsheets they lie in. The familiar scent of olives always calms her down. Strangely enough, Maverick never realizes this himself. It must have been one of a kind. When Maverick keeps kissing her on her neck, Shervlet can't help giggle as she struggles to reach the pocket watch by the bed.
Oh, Morien.
Oh, come on, darling. As much as I'd love to stay, I have to leave. Stay a little longer for me. Maverick's muffled voice echoes in the tight space between them, and his breath tickles her neck. She chuckles while tapping his restless hand again to let her sit up. Her straight, supple hair slips over her shoulders, outlining her gorgeous body from her chest to her waist.
Kurasilian.
If I get back too late, they might know that she's still making out with Maverick. Looking into the sailor's soulful eyes, she quietly swallows the last part of that sentence. She rubs the man's dark arms as if consoling a child. Anyway, I have to go. Mr. Wyston said he would stay overnight at that banquet, but who knows when he would get home. Maverick looks like he has something else to say, but whatever he has on his mind, he decides not to share. Is that her benefactor? Maverick thinks. He couldn't resist, clenching his fist. The upper classes feast on the blood of the poor and think of them as mere livestock. To them, women are just another form of entertainment. Ironically, that's the kind of scum that made Shervlet obsessed with the lifestyle. Why can't it be me? Maverick's surge of love suddenly coalesces into a small, brooding haze over his mind. The shadow rummages through the memories they created together, and all the living words and intimacies burn like flaming pictures. I could give you what you wanted. I can protect you, too. I love you more than he does. However, Shervlet has no idea what he's thinking about. She quickly bends down and gathers her clothes from the floor. She turns away to hide her face. She doesn't want to look at those lovely melancholic eyes anymore. Shervlet wonders which side of her he detests more. The one where she throws away the person of her dreams, or the side where she throws away the career of her dreams. The answer is clear. Silence lies between them. Only faint halting coughs come from behind her. Are you okay? Don't worry about me. Every suppressed cough strikes her soft heart as if denouncing her decision. Shervlet wants to reassure Maverick that she'll be right there with him, just like he always does for her, but she knows they will be the exact words she can't say. At least, not right now.
Star.
I have to go tonight. She keeps the fact about the one-way train ticket to herself.
Kurasilian.
Mr. Wyston has given me a chance to compete for participation in the Grand Thalazak Theatre. An opportunity like this won't come again. Mr. Wyston has worked hard for me. Now I must return the favor.
Eh?
That fast? Maverick gets up from the bed. As he dresses, he stares at her with guilt and fascination. When is your train?
Line.
7:30. Will you be there?
Schließen.
I'll be there. Don't overwork yourself, though. If things don't work out, you've got me. He leans forward, trying to hold onto Shervlet's hand, who's like a phantom he can never grasp onto. Maverick has been captured by his spoomom. He wants to confine her to the riverbank and spend an ordinary life with her. But there's a different kind of ocean in her veins, making her sail even further away. There is no if, Maverick. I will make it this time. I have to. Don't curse me like that. Shervlet grinds her teeth. She stares down at the pearl necklace, still unworn as if each pearl is denial of her fate. Exquisite jewelry and long skirts interwoven with precious gems. How much longer will this go on? When will she no longer be seen as merely an accessory for men? Or finally stand on the stage singing only for herself? She almost wants to snap at him that his spoomom is leaving him. She's going after the sea because she's had enough of this pond. Shervlet will no longer need to be as cared for as she has been, as delicate as porcelain displayed in a case for this man to fancy. It's the benefactor, right? What? When Maverick mentions Lagard, she freezes. She tilts her head and sweeps the hair behind her shoulders. But her lover is familiar with her every move from the many days they spent together and the nights filled with skin-to-skin interactions. He's right. Isn't it wonderful to work with someone who lives in a mansion and splurges using the dirty money gotten from selling your soul? Mr. Weiston is an industrialist. He invests his legal money. I don't see any problem. Why are you defending for him, Shervlet? Didn't we laugh at the upstart? You're used to seeing me fail. I'm used to seeing myself fail. I can't live as a burden my entire life. As soon as the words left her mouth, Shervlet wanted to bite off her tongue. It was too much. She didn't mean to hurt her lover. Unable to bear the guilt, Shervlet storms from the room. She knows if she stays any longer, only hateful words will come out. More words she'll regret the instant they're born. Shervlet can't shake the feeling that Maverick enjoys her failures because, at the end of the day, they make her return to his side. Across the familiar streets, shops start opening one by one. The morning air is still fresh, signifying the start of a new day. Her heels catch the first dewdrops of the day as she rushes to board a tram before anyone notices her absence. Weiston's house is a long way from the docks, and the nearest station is 10 minutes away. Unfortunately, as she approaches the entrance of Weiston's house, Shervlet sees two familiar silhouettes at the front door, knocking and ringing at the doorbell. It's not even 7 o'clock yet. What do they want? It's way too early in the morning for anyone to pay a visit. Their knocks sound again, this time more agitated than the last. Subconsciously, Shervlet hides in the building's shadows. The countryside in the early morning is quite peaceful. After Weiston and Robert went out for a banquet, only Rorty and her maid remain in the house. It is one of the reasons for her audacious sneak-out attempt. She doesn't care much for the Warnocks. She doesn't care much for what the Warnocks want. God knows what they might be thinking. It would be inconvenient if they noticed her absence. But that said, the only way to return unnoticed is for her to climb through the backyard. Oh, I missed my chance. I guess I'm staying put. Oh, I already do that, bro. There's a YouTube link in my about section. It's under past VODs here. Yeah. It's under past VODs here, bro. You just realized, man? It's funny that you noticed the Scribble Hub link more, like, first before you noticed the YouTube link. How is that possible? They're like right next to each other. The backyard fence isn't particularly high, but Shervlet isn't exactly athletic. It should be possible for her to flip through, but it won't be easy, especially with her long dress. Forget it, Shervlet thinks as she continues hiding in the shadows. There's no guarantee she won't hurt herself in the process. Tomorrow is the day they go to the opera house for the competition, and she can't risk getting injured. Fortunately, since she's not too far from the door and her hearing is excellent, the brothers' conversation reaches her easily. Gwyler, it looks like Mr. Wyston isn't here.
Tav!
Please don't make that face. I'm really sorry. It was too dark. I didn't mean to get our target wrong. What should we do?
Glue.
What can we do? Let's go. You're giving me a headache. How could you make such a mistake? What were you thinking? Don't. I know exactly what you were... Don't. I know what exactly you're going to say. Similar size, dark hair, and a party dress. So easy to confuse with our target. But shouldn't you at least check if the roommate's going to the same party before taking action? Gao lowers his head with a look of guilt. His brother sighs and, without saying a word, turns to their car. The door suddenly opens. Rorty stands behind it in bare feet, looking like she just woke up. The two look surprised to see her there. Sorry to wake you up, Miss Wyston. Rorty tilts her head as if to ask what they want. The two hesitate before speaking. Gal opens his mouth, but Gwyler stops him from saying anything unnecessary. Is your father present? We'd like to speak to him. Rorty shakes her head. She waves her hand towards herself, indicating they can just tell her what they want. Gwyler furrows his eyebrows. After a moment, the men continue. All right, then. The truth is, your father asked us to to bring a friend here, but we have, contacted the wrong person. It's not a big deal. I just wanted to obtain Mr. Wyson's thoughts on the matter first. Since he's not here, we'll just take care of him ourselves. Rorty nods her head in understanding. Gwyler sees this as an agreement, or an excuse to let them do it, at least. I see. We need to make the preparations then. Again, I apologize for our early visit. The two hurry away after Rorty closes the door. Shervlet has no idea what they were talking about, yet she still shudders. In their minds, people's lives are just commodities. They don't care if innocent people die for a simple mistake. Their mistake. They only care about their reputation. Staring after them, Shervlet makes sure the Warnock brothers are far away before approaching the house. She slips swiftly into the house and shuts the door firmly. Shervlet goes to the mirror and combs her hair, then puts on her usual lipstick. She has to put on her normal facade before the mansion's owner returns. After that, Shervlet puts the pearl necklace into her drawer. She's afraid to wear it in front of Lagarde. Her affections, her greed, anything unnecessary to Lagarde must be discarded. The morning star outside the window gradually hides in the mist. Oh my god. Easton arrives at the police station before his official start time, as usual. He likes to leave himself plenty of time to sort out his day. Early in the morning, there are only a handful of policemen. The chief tends to turn a blind eye since few officers work harder than they're expected to. Good day. Few of his colleagues bother to greet him back. They're absorbed in their work, either reading through files or making their way to the interrogation room or the custody suite. At first glance, anybody would think Easton's greeting wasn't even heard. He's grown used to the fact that they try their best to appear busy as soon as he greets them. It isn't the recent gang conflagration that causes their deliberate indifference. He's just about to sit down, but feels a hand on his back. Whitten is the only person in the department who would actually come looking for him. Easton is surprised that his partner arrived so early. Based on his usual sluggishness, Easton would have expected to wait another 2 hours for him. Early as usual, huh? I've gotten used to it. Plus, we have unfinished business with the current case. Why are you here so early? As Easton finishes talking, Whitten yawns loudly, tears welling in his eyes. Clearly, he is beginning to regret his decision to get up so early.
Star.
The results of the 2 days old blade test came out. I was told to pick it up early this morning. Said they found some weapon types that fit the profile. Besides, I can't just stay in bed while my workaholic partner busts his ass now, can I?
Align.
In that case, I'll keep a lookout and make sure you're up as early as today from now on.
Oi, oi.
Give me a break. Winnan grins as he sat on Easton's desk. What about you? Got any plans to go today? I'm going to the dock again. It's really interesting that the Bookers are supplying food. They're not philanthropists, at least not yet. And there's a bunch of Hokurikans hawking out there. They don't have time for that. Think we can keep up with their supply team and find out what's behind this? Wynn frowns, then nods. He glances at the clock on the wall and notices it's about the time that dock workers should be enjoying their breakfast. You'd better hurry up then.
Hey, Whitten.
Come on, Wooden. What are you waiting for? Get your stuff already. Time to go. Huh? Their conversation is interrupted, and Easton looks over with a blank expression. His colleague, Bowie, is standing by the door, buttoning his uniform as he stares at them. There's a strike at the train station. Hansel just called from the scene. Chief Pasmore told everyone to get there immediately. How bad is it? Bowie mutters as he fixes his holster. How bad is it, Bowie? What's going on? What else did Hansel say? What else could it be? The Maximalists. Making a big fuss and all the trains had to be stopped. The Hokurikan Marquis is also there. Now as people keep complaining about being put behind schedule. Damn it. I could have sworn they did it deliberately.
More austere.
Hansel and the others are keeping things in order, so that leaves us to find the leader. Of course, not everybody has to go. For those who have urgent cases to deal with, take care of them instead. Bowie snorts, then turns his police cap on and slams the door on his way out. Easton and Whitten look at each other in dismay. What now, Easton? I'd say I feel the same as Bowie. Is the strike more important than life-threatening cases? Whitten rolls his eyes. Whenever Easton says something along those lines with a straight face, Whitten never knows whether his partner is serious or not. He raises his voice gently and patiently as if explaining to a child. It's not that simple. Everything in Illy City will be thrown off track if the transportation system is jeopardized. Whitten slips his badge and pistol into their respective compartments. This is a serious emergency. If you don't go, they might find an excuse to report you to Chief Pasmore. But if you want to keep digging into it, go ahead. I can cover the fact that you're chasing the Maximalists with me. Huh? I'ma let him deal with the strike. Do a little sub side quests here. Come on, let's go to the train station. Seeing Easton's obstinance towards his own principles somehow make Whitten happy. He throws his gun holster and belt on with great glee and heads out the door first. He starts the car before Easton is even done getting ready. The train station, where things are usually operated in an orderly manner, has become a place better described as a noisy market. The strikers in the front row are holding carts with protests and conditions. The rest of them stand in orderly lines, shouting, snarling, and trying to provoke the police in front of them, a seemingly well-organized action. Meanwhile, Easton and Whitten are busy knocking on doors and checking the identity of every single person on the premises. The senior police officers are responsible for checking the perimeter of the railway station and bracing themselves to capture the leader of the resistance once they encounter him or her. To search more efficiently, the officers are asked to split up. Whitten checks the people on the south side of the station, while Easton works the northern area adjacent to the railway line. Police reinforcements come down from the upper floor to intervene, triggering some of the workers to act up. One of them picks up a stone from the ground and throws it. The police quickly pull their batons and revolvers out. Tension rises and the atmosphere at the scene becomes as tense as an actual battlefield. As detectives, it is their job to stop the chaos, and this is what's going to happen when the Maximalists have taken over. People get crushed, beaten, and maybe even worse. While these thoughts race through his head, Easton looks at the portrait in his hand. Though the drawing and style is somewhat whimsical, it provides basic information that Easton needs. The Hokan with the dark hair and beard, who is also relatively small in size, is apparently the leader of the Maximalist Railway Union, known as the Zamoya. He's no stranger to the police record, and for the same reason, campaigning strikes. He was a train operator for a while before joining the revolution in Promland. It shouldn't be a surprise that the strike is taking place in this particular station. Easton looks up at the building overhead and decides to keep going.
Sigh.
Watch out! Suddenly, Easton gets hit as he climbs the stairwell. The blow blurs his vision for a moment, and he isn't able to recognize the face of the man who ran into him. Despite his temporary blindness, Easton quickly reaches out to grab a hold of the person. However, the Maximalist leader is clearly more vigilant than him. As soon as the two collided, Zamoya immediately steps back and makes a run for it.
Myla.
Wait! Freeze! Easton snatches a handful of Zamoya's shabby coat, but the man catches the bolster of the staircase, then shoves himself backward with all his might to make Easton lose his footing and fall down the staircase. Now, I don't know if that shout clipped the mic or if you guys actually got ear raped. I'm sorry if it was the latter. I'm hoping it just clipped the mic. Man, Zamoya's got some buff shoulders. Okay. The pain from where he got burned last night forced Easton to let go immediately. Easton floats in the air for a brief moment before gravity flaunts its power. The second his body makes contact with the rigid stairs, blinding pain in his shoulders, wrists, and forehead is the only thing he can feel. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, that's good. Wait, did Easton unironically die from being pushed by Zamoya? What? Dude, what? He falls down several flights of stairs and lands on his back at the bottom. When he's finally able to raise his head, Zamoya is long gone, and only the thump of hasty footsteps on the cement floor can be heard. Oh, thank God I didn't die. That would have been awkward. What the fuck? Damn it. Stop! He has no time to investigate the injuries. Using the handrail as support, he runs after Zamoya at full speed. The detective's footsteps slow in the maze of alleyways. Easton sees paths extending in all directions, as well as low-rise buildings and an abandoned house. He doesn't think Zamoya had enough time to escape, so if the man is hiding somewhere, there is the only one place to go. Easton tries to push open the rusty gate, but it won't budge. It's as if it was welded shut. Okay, hold up. There you go. Proper tisk. He then notices brand new scratches on the gate. If it's been opened recently. Easton cocks his head to the side and pushes the gate a few more times, but can't hear the sound of a lock jiggle. Sure enough, the door is not fastened by a lock. Something else is behind it, holding it closed. He knows exactly where Zamoya is hiding. A shovel that was jammed between the handles on the double door finally snaps, and the warehouse door flings open, blowing a cloud of dust all over everything. What a clever hound. Yo, stand off! Easton waves his hand in front of his face to get rid of the dust. What greets him is Zamoya with a new pistol in his hands. Easton pulls his gun out, and the two aim at each other.
Shangfo.
Zamoya, head of Maximalist Railway Union, you're under arrest. Arrest? On what charge? We didn't do anything wrong. You think a strike in the train station is helping the working people, but you don't think about the negative impact you're having on them, too? Have you never thought of how many people's schedules will be messed up, and how many commodities won't be delivered on time? You Maximalists are the ones breaking the order of things. Such order is built upon our sweat and suffering. Do you know how many hours a day they work? How many more people will die of disease and hardship if we don't fight back now to let you know?
Darfik.
You're stirring up opposition. End this illegal assembly before it's too late. I know the present social situation is in need of reform, but violence and unreasonable counterstrikes are never the solution.
Yeah.
No. If we didn't take such desperate measures, our voices would never be heard.
Salerno.
It's not as simple as you think, Samoya. This strike will be quelled soon. I advise you not to resist anymore. It is you who are simple-minded, detective. Skirmishes can be squelched easily, but wars cannot. The man grins, and Easton's heart sinks. Zamoya doesn't seem to care that his deeds are the reason behind the chaos. It was his intention from the beginning. Look, it was this same revolutionary leader that somehow ended up saving Raven, so I'll just take it. Zamoya is the man of the hour, okay? He let me get into chapter 3, that's all I know. If abused voices calling for help and painful sweat soaking into the ground cannot grant the vultures mercy, then let the blood rivers flow. Let lives diminish. Let the world become so chaotic that everyone may live in fear, and let everyone raise their weapons. The speech reminds Easton of what he witnessed upon arriving at the station. The workers' rallying cry was subdued by the country's destructive machines. The purpose of the strike is futile, and ultimately, union workers are easily crushed under the force of the police. But it doesn't matter to the man. To him, it's just the beginning.
Slish.
You think you're doing the right thing. You think you're doing the right thing. But fighting against the status quo can only backfire. And you don't understand why we're here. If we don't speak up, the situation will never change. Easton falls into silence. Damn it. Never before has he seen in such urgent need of support from the eloquent wit in Lochno. Enough. No more meaningless arguments, Zamoya. Hands up! Zamoya shakes his head and continues pointing the gun at the detective. While closing the distance between them, Easton is able to see his opponent's weapon more clearly. It's no ordinary gun. It's a well-made Sartorius special. I'm not going anywhere with you. You know better than me what you stooges in the police department would do to a maximalist. And a detective like you, who pays zero attention to anything going on in the world besides your own case, will follow every single order as they give you? They ask you to make an arrest, and you do as you're told without asking why, letting them be tortured or perhaps left to die in the streets by other corrupt cops. Doesn't matter to you. After all, your old unsolved cases are more important than anything else. Zamoya narrows his eyes and stares at the detective standing in front of him. Easton's face twists, and the muscles in his cheeks twitch as he tries to maintain his expression. Like abandoning the persecuted Godhrkar. Those whole families were persecuted and murdered by the Tulane, who had no place to live and came to Italy City. He didn't arrange for them as agreed, but still sensationalized the case so you could make your career soar. Am I right, Captain Eastonezer? A bead of sweat, a bead of liquid rolls down his forehead, and Easton doesn't know if it's sweat or the blood from his reopened wound. The amount of truth that Zamoya has uttered reflects a threat to Easton. If he knows too much, will he be killed? He fixes his stance firmer, focusing his aim at Zamoya. If you arrest me now, then I'm afraid these things will spread all over Italy City. Keep in mind that we Maximalists do have connections. However, if you let me go, nobody will ever know your little secret. I just want to emphasize again that we Maximalists don't do anything harmful. You are being used as a tool to suppress the lower class. Easton came silent. He's torn. If Zamoya leaves, nobody will acknowledge his negligence, but Maximalists will move on to the next strike, procession, or even rebellion. Furthermore, he will no longer be a diligent and honest police officer. But Zamoya's arrest may also expose his past. If his past is revealed to his colleagues, what would they say? What would Widden say? These problems have already been stirring up in his mind, torturing his conscience every day and night. But how long can he endure such an unbearable life? Is he going to carry out orders, even if his future is at stake? Suddenly, a horrifying idea appears in his mind. What if I kill Zamoya right here, right now? Zamoya has a gun in his hands. Easton could just proclaim that Zamoya attacked first. He could just kill him, and the possibility of exposing his past will be eliminated. Yo, I'm sparing Zamoya. He carried me to chapter 3. That is all I know, and that is the main reason I'm letting him live. Because he made me see chapter 3. I will let him live just because of that fact. This man carried me to a new chapter. I love him, okay? He's gonna live a long time. Easton sighs and drops his gun. He looks around, then stares at the ground. Just get the hell out of here. There's a skeptical look on Zamoya's face at first, but then it turns into a smile. Zamoya puts his gun away too, and hurries past Easton. As Zamoya passes, he abruptly pats Easton on the shoulder. Your mercy will be remembered.
Twilight.
Just go. Dismiss the strike right now and don't cause any more chaos. Otherwise, I'll change my mind. Zamoya lowers his hat and strolls out of the warehouse. Once the sound of his footsteps fade away, Easton exits the building. At the far end of the street, he sees Zamoya's coat disappear around the corner. Perhaps dropping his case this morning to search the station, only to end up releasing Zamoya in violation of his orders, shows he no longer clings to his old-fashioned principles. Egotistical persistence pales before fate. Now he lays down in the waves, drifting on the endless sea. To his back is suffering. To his front, there is no shore. His choices are gradually breaking free from his old principles. Maybe one day, he himself will also break free. Okay, there's no chapters up here for now. Okay. Hey, it's Bri. Bondo 70. Pry is standing in the back alley as he looks up at the sign. That gangster wasn't lying. It's noon, the time when most shops are busy, and the alleyways are filled with terrible odors. The Warnock Brothers' leather shop is located in such an unpleasant environment that even the brightest sunlight cannot penetrate the tall buildings on either side to illuminate the wet walls below. No one seems to travel this way, and the shop's large signboard doesn't look like much of a profitable strategy either. Instead, it only attracts the watchful eyes of strangers. He pushes the door open after confirming the name and number. The crisp sound that echoes breaks the silence in the air. The resonating bell isn't welcoming, but rather an alarm to warn a hunter of his prey stepping into the trap. Good morning, sir. Can I help you? As soon as he's inside the shop, a dark figure comes into view. Pry could now confirm that he is here. The man standing in the shadows is the elder Warnock brother, Gweiler. He looks exactly like the photo, as if the man had crawled straight out of it. The light that enters through the door and the window only illuminates as far as 5 steps from the entrance. The rest of the light comes from a small yellow lamp on the display table. He's standing near the darkest corner of the leather shop, directly across from Pry. Gweiler leans against the wooden display table, nearly half of his well-toned body still submerged in the shadows. The yellow light hits his high nose and rugged brows, giving off an ineffable air, and he looks into Pry's eyes with an indescribable rage. Just looking around. Pry nods towards his target and averts his eyes casually to the shop's furnishings. He scans the various odd objects and stops at one point, pretending to be interested in a wallet hanging on the wall. Takes a few steps forward and inspects the depth of the room out of the corner of his eye. The shop is decorated simply and looks like any other ordinary leather shop. The painted walls are studded with a variety of leather goods, all hanging neatly in equal rows. In front of the back wall is a black walnut display table, where the shopkeeper presumably places all the precious goods that are not suitable for hanging, including knives. They are the only two people in the shop.
Oh?
Lost. We're always keen to attend to our customers. However, I must say, it's rare for a new guest like you to come in. I don't think it's my shop's popularity or reputation that led you here. Pria looks at Gwyler. A pair of green eyes study him, trying to determine exactly who and what Pria is.
Może styras.
Because a friend told me yesterday that I can get what I'm looking for here.
Our clue.
I see. Then, have you found it, sir? Gwyler is no longer leaning against the table. His right foot moves slightly, making the wooden floor creak. Pride prepares himself, positioning his feet to lower his center of mass. The incident that happened the day before must have reached him. Gwyler had probably been waiting for Pride to come. For a moment it seems like time stops. The two men tense, ready to rush into battle, and the air around them grows heavier with each passing second. Neither of them makes a move, as though they are two opposing soldiers waiting for a signal. Yes, I have. Everything in the store suddenly comes to life as the opposing men make their moves almost simultaneously. Gwyler, with his sturdy posture and agility, pounces on Pariah, and the young hunter swiftly ducks forward, dodging the attack. His right hand reaches into his coat and immediately wraps his fingers around the hunting knife's handle. All this in less than 2 seconds. Gwyler's sudden assault knocks tables over, throwing everything to the ground. Gwyler steps on a leather bag and turns slowly, like a tiger, adjusting his stance to face off with Pariah. Now the two have switched sides. Pariah positions his knife in front of him, and his other hand is angled lower, ready to block. Noticing the knife, Gwyler swings forward to strike Pariah's leg area. It is merely a trick, and he reaches for the knife on the display stand. Pariah doesn't give him a chance to grab it. He takes a quick step toward the display and points his knife straight at Gwyler's throat. Gwyler immediately withdraws his hand, lowers his stance, and charges Pariah again. To Gwyler's dismay, it is exactly what he anticipated. Pariah changes his target. He knocks over the entire display shelf with his right leg. Numerous knives and daggers clatter and crash onto the floor. Pariah is now standing between Gwyler and a handful of weapons behind him. Just like every mission before, no backups, no return. Their predatory instincts are in full swing as they realize it might be a fight to the death, survival of the fittest. Instead of recklessly throwing a punch at Pariah, Gwyler changes his tactic. As he thrusts forward, his hand reaches out for Pariah's knife. Gwyler has the advantage in size and arm length. The hunter tries to retreat a few steps, but Gwyler grabs Pariah's hand. Sharp pain radiates from Gwyler's grip, reminding Pariah that his opponent might be out for something more than breaking bones. In a flash, Pariah forcefully retracts his knife hand towards his chest. With his right foot behind him, he pivots his body 180 degrees, and the move causes Gwyler to lose his balance and stumble forward. At the exact same moment, Pariah extends his other arm behind Gwyler and shoves him. Gwyler staggers and trips, landing hard on the pile of knives and groaning with pain. He's probably been stabbed by several of them. But Pariah doesn't bother to approach him. He simply stands there and watches Gwyler struggle to pull his heavy body to his feet with his right hand while his left grasps one of the knives. It's a part of Pariah's strategy. If Gwyler had succeeded before, Pariah would have been disarmed. However, if he had failed, they would both end up with weapons. Either situation makes it a fair fight once again. But it isn't Gwyler's only goal. The man sinks back down, opening his mouth slowly. Please, grant me my humble wish. Bestow me the greatness of the unhuman, and let me witness the end of my enemy. It was a song. The melody fills the room quickly as Gwyler's throat emits not only the lyrics, but a great gust of air. Yo, he a great ass singer. I'm just gonna say that right now. My man could have his own concert. The heavy wind blows and whirls throughout the small shop. Oh, what the fuck? Wait, there's werewolves in this game? Yo, what the fuck is that? Gwyler seems to be absorbing every particle in the room. Almost immediately, his body starts to show signs of transformation. Yo, this shit just got crazy, bruh. My man hit those low notes and went fucking Saiyan style, or is it Saiyan? I don't know. Some Goku reference. His spine, painted the color of old blood, protrudes from his back, while veins swell beneath his skin. His shirt grows tighter as his body mutates to inhuman proportions. until the stitches are ripped apart, revealing the swelling flesh underneath. What the fuck? Damn it. Fortunately, Gwydler doesn't grow any extra limbs. His red, bloodshot eyes stare at the hunter. From the corner of his eye, Pry glances at the knife Gwydler is holding. It's not a hunting knife, nor does it have a double-edged blade. Silence has fallen over the shop. The only remaining sound is the air blowing through the papers on the wall. For a moment, it's as if both of them are standing in the middle of a vast expanse of land in the blink of an eye. The immense wind coming from Gwydler's direction is like 1,000 armies marching towards them, following the sound and swallowing their prey alive. Gwydler wastes no time as he charges towards Pry with the knife in his hand. The gap between them closes fast. Pry holds up his knife to parry the attack, his blade pointing outward. At the same time, he throws a punch at Gwydler with his other hand. Pry felt something tear in his left hand the moment his knuckles make contact with Gwydler's face, but this pain is short-lived. His frown immediately subsides, as if the pain had never been there. Unfortunately, despite the instant receding pain, it still takes a toll on his left arm. He can no longer raise it higher than his line of sight. The old scar in his collarbone always reminds him of the suffering he's been through. With his right hand still blocked, Gwydler throws a violent hit into the side of Pry's face with his left. Pry instinctively lifts his hand, once again parrying Gwydler's attack as he keeps his defensive stance ready. He slides backward, widening the gap between him and Gwydler. But within mere seconds, he dives forward, closing the distance again. As he does so, he thrusts the blade of his knife towards his opponent's chest. All of his attacks are simple and precise, with Pry's agility and knife skills, hitting the enemy's vitals as a piece of cake. Gwydler tries to pull away, but struggles because of his size. His inhuman mass puts pressure on the floor every time he takes an unsteady step backward, making the wooden planks creak. Pry doesn't give him a chance to breathe. He swiftly flips the blade to the side and goes straight for Gwydler's stomach. A silver light reflected from the blade flashes across Gwydler's eyes. When he sees it coming, he holds out his left hand to grab the knife, and his other goes to grab Pry's hand. Fooled. It was a feint. Pry quickly grabs Gwydler's right wrist before Gwydler gets the chance. In the same moment, Pry stabs Gwydler in the neck with his knife. Again, this is another person that helped me get to chapter 3, so I'm gonna let him live. Let's go. Veins protrude on Gwydler's hand, perhaps due to the pressure exerted on it as he desperately tries to free himself from the hunter. The beast's strength is beyond the hunter's imagination, and Pry doesn't want to let go. Huh? Seizing the creature also takes a toll on Pry's arm. Soon, Gwydler's hand slips out of Pry's grip. Every single neuron in his brain is telling him that his arm has reached its limit as the prey crawls back in. He takes one look at his right arm where several deep bloody claw marks have been engraved into his skin. Pry takes a step back and stares at his prey. It's not going to be good if he can't end this fight quickly. It's about time to settle everything right once and for all. Wasting no time in contemplating strategy, Pry tightens his grip of the knife and once again dashes towards Gwydler, who has been standing firm while Pry strives to get a hold of his pain. This time, however, Gwydler swiftly swings his knife upward as Pry comes closer. At that moment, Gwydler appears to win the battle, especially now that Pry's injured arm is exposed and has become a vulnerable point of attack. Given the state of it, Pry's injured arm cannot withstand another attack, which could cut through the wrist and eventually cut off his artery. Should he succeed, the uninvited guest's blood will paint the shop red. But this time, the table has turned once more. Pry makes a quick leap. At that moment, Pry looks down at Gwydler. The green eyes reflect his own calm and indifferent face, like that of any veteran hunter who is facing an uninspiring battle. The next second, Pry falls back down, putting his whole weight on Gwydler's right hand. As his arm bleeds heavily, he swings a kick at Gwydler. Then he immediately turns around and presses his forearms together to stop the blade from turning back towards him. They have never been closer to each other. Pry's knife easily rips the flesh open.
Battery low.
Wait, no! No, wait, did I accidentally kill Gwydler trying to save him? No! Fuck, What? Did I read wrong? I probably read wrong. Fuck. I got so fucking hyped up in the battle, I didn't fucking pay much attention. God damn it. Okay, I guess Gwyler's dead now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Gwyler. Rest in peace. The sudden vibration in the air caused by Parai's movement hurt Gwyler's ears. A mixture of gases floating in the air makes contact with his flesh and blood as his veins are torn open. Gwyler, who is badly bleeding, soon loses his resistance and sinks to the ground. His throat trembles as he groans in pain, and his hollow bellow fills the room. The hunter shakes the blade, then wipes the blood off. The voices and illusions the beast manifested faded away. With their owner's death, they all lose the connection to reality. The shop is finally calm again. Over time, a tinge of sunlight penetrates the glass on the door and highlights the floor, creating a golden circular silhouette. Pry thumps the wall with his knuckles, but it doesn't sound like there's any hidden door concealed behind it. He also breaks into the locked drawers of the desk, which are filled with leather store accounts with nothing of value. At least, it looks as if the store is still in business. Pry shifts his attention to the floor as he clears the walls. He cuts the carpet by the cash register. Not surprisingly, after hitting the floorboards, he finds a hollow underneath, telling him where he needs to go next. The basement. He pulls open the floor and finds a wooden staircase beneath him. He places one foot down on the first step to make sure it's sturdy enough to support his weight, then climbs down cautiously. What the fuck? The basement is a horrible mess. The floor and steps are littered with blood. Some of the old stains of countless massacres have started to fade away. The hunter quickly observes the dark premises. Dried skin and gut strings are displayed on the wooden table, and he doesn't need to look closely to determine they were human. Unfortunately, he is very familiar with the smell. It's impossible to know how many bodies have been dismembered here. He proceeds to go deeper, the sticky blood clinging to the soles of his boots, making it harder for him to walk. In the corner of the sunless basement is a darker figure. He lays in disarray on the floor, and Pry can't tell whether he's still alive or not. As he gets closer to the figure, Pry is convinced that it is a corpse of a young man. The poor lad's face is buried in the dust, his remaining organs displayed in the open. Pry lowers his gaze, taking a closer look at the body. He's used to it. Without hesitation, he grabs the body's shoulder and turns it over. It must be a nightmare. This particular method of killing is something that Pry is familiar with. First, tie the victim's hands together behind him. Next, make a cut through the middle of the ribs. Then drag the blade all the way down to the bottom, cutting through both meat and bones. Pry lightly brushes the dust away from the boy's face. It is, in fact, the face of a young man as he expected. The young man experienced an inexplicable death. The frozen frown and lines on his forehead tell how painful his death must have been. He is taller in size and shorter in hair than Pry's memories of him, but his clean and nerdy dressing style remains the same. The suit that Pry gifted him is so dusty that it's hard to identify the original color anymore. Wait, it's somebody that Pry knows that got murdered? Yo, what? What is going on? No! Yo, is that Raven? Is that Raven? That better not be fucking Raven. I swear to fucking Christ. Pry had called out his name countless times over the years, but in the face of this horror, the hunter almost lost the courage to say it. Out of habit, the hunter caresses the deceased lad's forehead with his leather glove. Raven. What? What? Does this man not live? Does this man not fucking live? Oh my fucking god, this man is destined to die. I swear to fucking Christ. Oh my god. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. He isn't supposed to be here. Why did he... And like Pariah knows Raven? What? No. He suddenly remembers.
Yes, Sean.
Job on site now. What time are you free? We haven't seen each other for ages. Pariah leans against the booth and looks down at the closed shops. A full moon can be seen in the distance, decorating the night sky. In front of Pariah is the young man he grew up with. Thin, small, always smiling at him, with his hands tucked into the ends of his scarves, with amber eyes that shined. They were just like actual blood-related brothers. Remembering the old times made him chuckle. They hadn't seen each other for nearly 2 years, ever since Raven came to Illy for a refresher course. Pariah doesn't know if he finally got any taller, but he's gonna have to ask Raven out and take a closer look. Not for the next couple days. There's an autopsy in the morning and an exam the next day after that. Otherwise, I'm free. Why don't you call me when you're done? We can go to some shops downtown you'll like. Autopsy? Here's the thing. On the other end of the line, Raven was still excitedly telling him about the special invitation he'd received a few hours earlier. Pariah raised his eyebrows in silence. He only had to hear the first few words before knowing it was the police's big murder case. He knew all about the Warnock brothers' signature style of slaughtering their victims. The phone call wasn't a mere coincidence. It was the chance he had to stop Raven from doing the autopsy. Not only did he miss the chance, he even took advantage of it and pretended to be Raven that day. Oh, so you were the one that pretended to be Raven. Okay. The autopsy must have been the reason Raven became the Warnock brothers' target. Pariah kneels in a pool of blood, torn and tormented by remorse and anger.
Raven.
Though the battle is over, the survivor hangs his head like a fallen sinner, his hands trembling violently. You know what? I actually am kind of glad I killed Guiel then. Not Guiel, Gwyler. Wow, I guess I made a right choice. After a while, he picks up the body that is no longer warm and lets the organs hang over his bloodstained knees. The young man in his arms has his eyes closed shut, nor is he giving any signs of life. The hunter knows there's no chance for him to repent. Murder house chain. I swear to fuck this man is fucking destined to die. I swear to God. This man is never making it in this series, bro. This man, bro, this game has devolved into Can I Save Raven series. Do a sitcom of That's So Raven every time he fucking dies. God damn. Okay, hold up. So,
Just your claw?
since your boy saved your boy, we can go over here, right? And then instead of staying put, I'm gonna fucking run for it. Raven jumps to his feet and makes a run for the alley. A steel string flies out of the shadows and grabs him by the neck. In a panic, Raven struggles violently. The muscles in his calves seize as he fights, but he hardly notices. He firmly grasps the string around his neck, but it grew tighter, winding itself into his skin. Blood oozes out. Wait, this wasn't the part where I fucking saved him? Wait, no, it was probably the other chick then. Okay. Wet sawdust and rosin. Raven identifies the strong odor coming from the stranger's body, as it melds with the rusty smell coming from himself. Raven frantically swings his legs back and forth, kicking hysterically, then presses his chin against the man's hand in an attempt to make him let go. Oh, fuck. Okay, so it's the same dialogue. It's the same dialogue. I fucking died again. Hold up. Let me out. Let me out of here. You're not gonna make me sit through this. Okay, the game's gonna make me sit through this. Fuck. Can I skip? Can I skip? Please? I get it. I died. Raven died. This is Raven Simulator, okay? Raven dying simulator. Oh my fucking god. Okay. Hold up. I have to restart the fucking thing for chapter 3 to be unlocked again. God damn it. Okay, so this wasn't the correct chapter to do it on. I think it's probably I have to confront them at my fucking doorstep. Maybe. Hold up.
Just your claw?
I'm just collecting karma points at this point, man. Take the main street. Yes. I'm going to actually stay put like I did it originally. Alright, I'm gonna skip. Cool beans. Okay. Day 7. Let me go to day 7. Okay. Okay. You know what? You know what? That's probably this title I'm just gonna go with. That's so Raven. Stay around. No, I'm gonna sneak back. Because that's the only thing I can think of. That's a different choice. Because I stayed around for the first part. Surely can't risk the chance of having the Warnock brothers or anybody else in the house grow suspicious of her actions. She doesn't want Lagarde involved. They'll be leaving for the theater tomorrow for the competition, and she can't afford to lose her sponsor. Quickly taking a detour, Shervlet stands in front of the fence. With as old and fragile as the boards look, Shervlet prays they can hold her weight. She throws her high heels in first, then pulls up her skirt. Slowly but surely, she manages to reach the top and flips over it. Okay, so evidence behind that she got injured. Okay. Suddenly, her grip slips, and she falls straight into the earth. Shervlet wastes no time in getting back on her feet. She takes a deep breath and calms her panting. Fortunately, the brothers didn't seem to notice the thump when she fell. The non-stop knocking reminds her to make every second count. She roughly dusts herself off before rushing towards the entranceway. As if she were the mistress of the house, Shervlet opens the door with confidence and elegance, leaving no room for doubt. The two men look surprised to see her there. They clearly expected to see Lagarde, but then they realized it makes sense that Shervlet would be present.
Vestishiak.
Miss Foucher? The brothers gesture at Shervlet respectfully.
Oh, Marianne.
Good morning, gentlemen. Tell me, what brings you here so early today?
They hesitate before answering her question. Gal opens his mouth as if to answer, but Gwyler stops him from saying anything unnecessary. Is Mr. Wyston present? We'd like to speak to him.
Theon.
Unfortunately, Mr. Wyston is out at the moment, but you can tell me, and I'll relay the message to Mr. Wyston when he comes back.
Gwyler furrows his eyebrows, wondering if they should say anything. He can't quite put his finger on the woman's schemes, or if she has any to begin with, that is. Charlotte's facade is confident. After a moment of silence, the men compromise. Alright then. The truth is we kidnapped the wrong person. Our target's roommate is now in our hands. It's not a big deal. I just wanted to take Mr. Wyson's thoughts on the matter first. Since he's not here, we'll just take care of him ourselves.
Allah?
What do you mean by take care of him?
We'll kill him, then release the body so our target gives up on the show. Don't worry, it will be done in secrecy.
Theon.
Please wait. Don't act with haste.
Shervlet softly bites her lower lip as she evaluates the situation. Allowing a random stranger to die for no reason just leaves a bad taste with her, no matter what. In their mindset, people's lives are simply commodities. They don't care if innocent people die for a simple mistake. Their mistake. They only care about their reputation.
Coracilian.
Bring him in. See if he knows anything of any value. If he seems useless, we can deal with him later.
Sounds like a plan. We need to make the preparations then. I'll let Gal bring him in later with the ordered goods. Glyler did not make any objections and left with his brother. Chervlet retreats into the house and shuts the door firmly. All the tension she'd built up flushes away, and her legs start to quiver. Chervlet proceeds to her dressing table and sits down. A sudden sting flares from her palms and right thigh. She has scratched her here and there. She has scratches here and there, but none as major as the one she finds on her ankle. Droplets of blood ooze from the shallow cut, probably making it look worse than it is. It must have been because of the fall earlier, Chervlet thinks to herself. At least she didn't fall on a shrub and get seriously injured. She can live with wounds like this. Chervlet gives a wry smile in the mirror. Sometimes she wonders how she got caught up in this mess. Knowing there's no way out but forward, she hardly has a choice anymore. After taking care of her wounds, she goes to the mirror and combs her hair, then puts on her usual lipstick. She has to put on her normal facade before the mansion's owner returns. Okay. What? Okay. Okay. So this is different dialogue. He pulls open the floor and finds a wooden staircase beneath him. He places one foot down on the first step to make sure it's sturdy enough to support his weight, then climbs down cautiously. Pry quickly glances at the basement, but finds no one else down there. Light from the crack in the floor above is projected from the dark room, and dust swirls in the scattered light. It's a similar setup as the room on the ground floor, but the items decorating the place are rather bizarre. Dried skin and gut strings are displayed on the wooden platform, and the floor is stained with blood, some of which has darkened, and some that are still fresh. If the shop upstairs is a normal leather shop, then the basement is a slaughterhouse. But the prey are, in fact. Pry studies the skin hanging in the wall, and the cords of intestine in the pool. Without a doubt they are of human origin. He can smell the blood. No one knows how many bodies were brutalized and dismembered here, becoming victims of a series of atrocities. Pry leaves them in their place. Thinking he's had enough of the basement, he leaves the slaughterhouse. Once upstairs, Pry takes a quick final look. His eyes fall on the calendar with an order receipt on the wall. In the date bar below the calendar, a date has been circled. 5th December. The writer probably pressed the calendar directly against the wall and wrote this down. The Stella Club. Pry looks at the order receipt again, but the medical term written on it is too difficult for him to read. He rips the calendar page from the wall and puts it in his pocket, along with the order receipt. He has to figure out the meaning of the word. And Pry knows exactly who to ask. Once Pry leaves, the wooden door of the basement is back to its place. The last light underneath has left. The slaughterhouse is submerged in darkness again. Oh. Alright. I'm just gonna leave it here on this chapter. Doorman wanted. So, yep, that'll save. Confirm. So if I go, yeah, it'll save there. Okay. I'll call that enough reading for tonight. Thank you everyone for coming in, for listening. And I will see you guys later.